2025. Ene ye wukwada na foso bosume ne de etoso atuasa. Afi empinu aduonu enum. Ana yesi adwa ewo neat 100.9 FM so. Na dwumadie mi amidi ho chia me from ADAKABRI Mudu Osioma. Na my senior co-character right up in front of me here, Majari, or say Ajiman, or Fasi Prekupe. I'm Majari, or say Ajiman.
May warfare new. Memedano, Debbie, Quasianan. And I'll cut him some call for somehow. Elder.
Pentecost.
Was I got Pentecost. I don't know. I got guys out.
Nah, our car and nine. Nah, a mummy and son. A top range. Just a top range.
Hey, John, nice. Hey, Elder one. Now, 4-1. I've been who said, you got guy.
Korean car, we are a buyer, almost a copy, a year Pajero. Mitsubishi Pajero, and I say Koreans in a copy, and I'm Cocofa Galloper, yeah. Galloper, so that time, Neko Joba redo. Oh, may so rest in peace. Now, local government minister, and a Papa John Kofu, ya crea Galloper see, and the buyer, a Jada Akusu Ebemubi, Gallopers, no, a home and somebody, and your Copakinum, a year. Madina Honum, a year local government institute. Na African automobile, Akwebi no Waboso kind, Ufraboso kind first lighter. Na or Nifanasu. Okay. One another galloper neighbor. The galloper at Tetika, Echem. Can you imagine say, Elda Samoa, car papa me and son, a Toyota Land Cruiser back. And a Toyota Venza, yeah. And now some or some Honda Pilot.
Hey, na send or cars come but Gallop and the John. And
was sign a watch just a VIP boss you or basic do.
Oh, fine.
The be a Gallop and what him. The be a Gallop and what him. The be a not your son there. Comes in a bed, I'll go talk on here.
Oh yeah. Baba Onipa come
now we sending the message now. Data one to data one phone. So can want to data. Would let me data to a minimum.
Oh no, there be so.
Elder must send you. What's your mind? Elder must send you. Ne ya kind said that.
Unto data. What check it.
I got to data 23. Because of was I know here. Call them away.
But I just say.
Call them away.
But we are not the style of Pentecost. Not to say a different crime zone.
Just what was original for the
yeah.
Somebody you damn mammy. The Pentecost for maybe Yano. You could take a CN9. Come up. Was a galloper.
Galloper na no pe.
Or statia say. Oh, did they will growing ya want it.
What Anna Sana told be at you who say I dear be or her, well, yeah, car be your hand. Oh, car be your hand, say, car no, Jano Quaya, na yo ya. Yo ya. Bra.
Na me who Pentecost. A dear Bema Pentecost elder. Na what I saw them so to know. And no pay we I saw them. Now our car can see a 9. A Honda Pilot back on a Toyota Land Cruiser. Brand new.
Yes.
And a year Toyota Venza, Venza. And now Gallop and America on Cacramica. Papa ko for je da komo pen so ban ready and e koto galloper take the mama DC for so no
yes
and as a galloper tete galloper no o start ya fun kura ring ya wonte e dey na Pentecost elders
who's a Pentecost elders no one omo no munya akonya ye business aside pastors no pastors in the minded pastor we are pastor who to me business but we are elder they out to me business
okay
omo no esan me fa sentity o monye wa so no mu no so mo spend sika o outsider eyo modern kakra
onye thrifty
dabi
ne data kra no to data 20 cities
and I wo so galopay obi hwem kra na eno no fuel consumption no wo form ese pilot so
pilot ni a fence petrol
good pilot there
petrol
Venza so so petrol
na Land Cruiser
so and the bobo so what you oh say I dey family wo on be use me ada ba ko membo ne din onso was scapa what you say nti ono so as a lifestyle sa on spend it that much e wo car ho say chinchin a udu me ada mechanic na sabisi ya udu no fia car say gu ono you be surprised
na for to ye dey
omo yusu omo de call abia omo call long journey year bi ni ade but when they turn running we say we car you see we call long journey ebofu obebre na mom turn running no ebofu nti oro no yusu galloper no so that
galloper
yes
ennem galloper
yes
major ennem galloper
and also our VIP no edu
also VIP come go
elder why
won so very simple man bi o na won ka say ono why no
or professional operator say no or tanker
okay
can't creator
okay
it was can't why drivers
are name
papa farmer
so dia famu
oh fine
so in the dressing
the dressing be etu anya no say wo fa ADAKABRI no aden so wo no nyina ha nam se da bi o me wo fa no so wo fa no nti dian kan fu di meti wo me say abi di na ti o da say hwere kire na wo di meti wo nyis kan kuta mo fa ti kitwa kan jis kan first kan to kan ko
no tickets
okay na bi free mo dey ba
I don't know. Just elder Samoa.
Yeah, ni ala so ma mi see so no. Oh,
ni passe.
Asiam.
Ni passe. On a second trustee. No plan drivers union.
Oh, okay.
And a first trustee no so no. Chairman ato. Chairman ato so ye nipa.
Yeah.
Chairman ato. Ese omu buade. Na omu no mama professional drivers. So almost since 1979. Omo na ne kan one pound be kan no plan e no mabobra na nyankopon ahira wo a che so matimi ati no plan drivers union na omo ayem bibia nti da wo hwe omo background ba bi omo free omo wo ahobrase bi se omo anna anwene se nyankopon do beduru ba bia omo do se si atema to so no udi nkomo bia na se man se mi ato mensa na beduru ba bia medru so hono nti ama ahobrase
Humble beginning.
But elder them can change them say galloper. Say yes, me just am go galloper na me dey mo share obi. Galloper dey say
we akwakoye ohene bi a no kwa utwunwuna se nyire. Na e fe no opanyin Kwame kumnipa KKG ne Benz no kwa sana ne ba ne ye no. Na no Benz titi what that Benz nem so na obi hu.
Maracuda.
Na ne mbai Womaka and a papa on your way was a medium Benzi until one day. And an may top Mercedes. Say ye model no. No one more day a call, no more the quarter. And a baroque has a papa with your mammy fa or Benson and Tokoku. One more to Yazu. Offer Benson and Tokoku into a best or Sanifa baby. We philanthropist yaw sapon. O Sanifa Aquasim. No, it's not to go to no son for on off. We say Benson and Majesty one for command papa says I can't wait them to call me family.
Exchange is not wrong. We choose your chance. I'm in the car.
Joseph Sierra Japan and now or the escalade be a shagan. I'm catching so chairman. Escalade the farmer mena cocramus from Finland. Also been to that cocoa bid.
Yes.
All right. Okay. And the ambassador and from a major Sajma so boom chidom. Now production in there and one opinion could you damiado. What he say over the years. Could you damiado and a ginamechi. Thick or thin. Menenokum or nemekum. As notwithstanding. Say me banono to say me papa ni ADAKABRI no and se sign. And I mean so no. Oba so di ni a e bia na akola no so adi woni eno nti me so me friend opanyin na wagina machia no akire no ohima ku efriye maami aku efriye uduru jo so besiase a wo so hwe aku efriye nti maami aku efriye
yedu be kofie ni famu ho a oni ni kutuo na se
ba unu ni nyina o ti maami aku efriye anaja ne so na ti machire nti ohima aku efriye so etechira or service mranti kwa mi no na abra frima bankro aye frima bankro so de yabe na ekura friend say yabe nipa no free wa no ye popular pa wokumase na otidi chem so na ye friend Chocolio Chocolio na aye ni di ba ko pa so esa wo honom ni di ni mate but no fase sintimfo no na ne wa ne fase nti Chocolio na usane ede abano na just me pesa me boni di na ya before no be hunu ba but wo mu nim no de Chocolio na ye de efre no na Abraham Frema ya be na chire no na eno so ukọ continency edi free continency ba bepo so nti ekwan ne nam lake bosum twena no saa na de aba nyame ani na just wawura mu bonkum no so saa na be si broad kwan no so no ubenya professor wo free hodom no ye professor Ajikum Kofi Ajikum nyina no suo homfo nti broad kwan no na de abedu bepo so odu bepo so awofa bonkum so na wo ba permanency na wofa nifa no so a just wo ko amakom just adwumem honom ajeman na aso ekuro ba ko so honom amakom so nti amba nti wo pe ba bia kosie so a udru akọ askwa udu de bi ubekọ ankase na Jojax tronkohene of ekuro yi me papa kukofu kronkohene wa ye bibi wo nsuo no so uti nsuo no so a Ghana ha obi ape okra wo hu neje no agwese wono edi Abraham Frema so na wo hwe ma interact na odi ba na enura na wodi bibi eto e social media so say enne ye be di dwuma bi na no dwada na me de eto majari anim ema wo producer so mu se ya na omamu ha yitime gie chinyi wo bibi ho saa ya gie chinyi wo bibi ho saa na ya bo bi subo saa na ya bo bi subo saa na public narrative no eda be wura mu pa mu hu se na ade na ente saa tong yan hwe public narrative bi a obi a gitu mu se na te na nsusu na ente saa uka papa Jonkofo former president of the republic Unza no wo Rose minister bi no a medical doctor okay
mechanical
no Rose minister bi or a medical doctor
yeah
Winfred Kofi Anane
yes mechanical
so Dr. Richard Winfred Kofi Anane
Dr. Richard Anane different
Dr. Richard Anane different no and the din here Richard Winfred Kofi Anane and the narrative will be better or say Oko AIDS conference as a health minister
yes
and wako tutam
when you use condom
when you use condom and akoda no yabe wo
yes
and to use na baba obi near friend Alexandra O'Brien ubadi di say obia jitu mu say ayampa wako AIDS conference and wako akotutam na obi wako AIDS conference na tadua mu bo ha no
wan shebi
na nyin sayaba ba wonim asem no kura pa na ewo mu no America for yakoto bomb bi 9/11 so kai the sun 9/11 no here was a situation na sa oba no ya American
okay
and owo Ghana owo ni hotel room and na akowie say bomb no no ma na toto ye no na waye vulnerable na no ma bi ha no and it's a beme enti wone no and a vulnerability no no and the see is and nano ebemu and a bay susu ebemu a dear na ba ya nyina ya jitu mu say wako AIDS conference and na sabi wako tutam abra na no kure no so enie ya upset obeye den wuntimi chenyi narrative no
what is saying ye
akao a dear na man basa ene asama da ho no say ka say enipa bi aprapra e wo Ghana ha na yetua wo mo ka 250 na aprapra no mo ye na yetua mo ka 250 no company Zoom Lion and ono de wagye 600 cedis and wafa enti Ghana had de benfinsia edunum edumienu edu miensanie no edini zoom line no de che se eya tantade bi because narrative no sa na akosie na Ghana nso so no enoma mienu hye no nso piapemfo osi ade yo mechia wo piapemfo na osi echere asede ya ebedwo no paso akere sen o ka se ebedwo
e che se asem na no bebrase
asem no ano bebrase
ye den ya to betwa
ya ano bebrase
eye den ya ano bebrase enna asem ben so na yedine na wotwe dada
nze ne mpanfo kasa
asamo di asem ne yedine na wotwe da so enti ye kan adwuada na ye kan say ye beba be hwe eye sa contract no a govern sa de no unse afede ade no enuma bebre da ba maso me be che say ye dwa me hu sa political stories aba hwe de ekosi wokumase eye school fu ekoshi jama ya ye de be ne ya wo musikan honorable Ken woni eye chef akasa UTV abo chese munsem wa ho no mu a chese metimi di atwudwa no doso hwe eye Ghana ba association hwe nsem ekoso chief justice nsem hwe de ekoso enoma bebre e ho no mu a yebeka eso unsi yesigina yese enadwo enewuko de yebeye nie endumo nse na asam no so de okokofa baaye no yentia no manasa zure eye minua prekope author the book the 4th John I will Christ the King miti obi me contribute to bi me ne no obu me so mi pu no to bi antan no eye Dr. Sianwa Japan Pam Sian e Japan 2006 na restaurant bi our Flagstaff House actually was at an ENC Flagstaff House that way
okay
na maybe na ye chop baby ho say 6 sisters as 7 sisters sisters no mo ye chop baby ho and na me free ni didi eti me metna say nka say minim no na mom butaye sibani so an say me a menim te ya say anyini ko da me since 2005 early 2006 and I'm no one antie
sir
since 2000 and early late 2000 post November 2020 2005 at about January 2006 na me no anantie and I'm Ike so na me nimu
yes
Manjari wada Roma emfie se ohonie frinkoko o ye report man am netie
akwaje na
eti momo nsusu na me ne mote ya no me de nsia mate bi se me nkwaji wo bia sika na ono kwa de sese waje no mfa man so no
na ma me ka we kra ntwem dania me frel that didn't cry say was Wednesday but station tikoi mbo catch up say me dru ho na station aba obe frame me ye ko hwe jakpa LED yam ye ko hwe this
mukokro no so no
good what cry say poku ase area obe Cyperman why ko hwe good ne fake we no
yes alaji bi gold ya ko CC
obi cry send message say akoya men say me buy na me chire mu no
so
just say ma men ti na me chire nti ne awu kan de ne awu kan we ye den ya de hunta nsababo
ya na public no kura de ya ne du ba bi anya ya
oka
no aka mu am ne muti ha
okay
afa wa fa ono kwa no ya kan ya ma eno ma ye bie etimu kura me kan ekwa firi etie bi ma wu zo hia ska me nkwaji wo bia sika be free say minim de America ko wie say mani abre ana me de mi kam asem na me nua kwa me ohine Japan eye kwa me na kwati aboa ana nsem bi
anidia
kokobusa na
wona adwen foforo wo
tirim so enti enadia ye ba be yen me nkwaji wo bia sika menkwaji obi asika nti mu a me ne mutia me ka ma mo smart bi me ka ma eye me managing director e dey ko say menkwaji obi asika say me be promote obi company achinye bi wo ho na sa achinye na wo ho no ana druba bi Ghana for yemfa asem no nyina fa ne fa no emma Ghana for na ma narrative bi aba be to ho enu nti ana me kai senti amome ka kira mo ne say Canada kwame akompre ko Japan wane ayamia minua panyini mi wa fa preko pe eye opon bio enna ana onokwa adana the MPP say why you say enna ken di kwame akompre ko Japan ka kira opon bio say onokwa de enye sika na ope onye obi a sabieku obeji eye sika upedi a ne dan na ni abre a wasie na wie no air condition ko bubu ma no se na kai anopetutu to me ye me program na all can na obi gina ho nipa kro ba ye deputy minister under Papa John Kofo under Nanado Dan Kofo ado anopetutu to onim se ne producer ne nim ne gina ho adwo preko adwo ba bia wo bia me chia wo anu ofre ko adwo preko ana kwa josusu oneno ni eba anu ko ni pani din no de to last speaker ajo munhwe no ma bi yo ono kwa de wa ba ma kan no opon bi akan sika ama enti na kwa ya confused na kwa jo pre kwa confused na am say kwa jo sa same way na komia ebu a mebu ni nyina ase no no na komia ne die ni mo ba adwa atoa if it's a ken bufui opon bi obufui dabi uti yanche ni edi nkomo a wen hunu say obi di sika ma nipa no a enko sen won adwuma mu nipa no ogina kwadwo pra ko nchen as a deputy producer no ono and ko director communications for Dr. Yefene saying Dr. Muhammad Bawumia na dun sem bebre ba me ne papa ne ntam no eye producer no ogina me nchen na owo erroneous impression of me entina me ka mo matibie no ta me nkwaji obi asika me de Ghana fo no kuro bi na mpese o mote ihwe na mo mawie mesore na mo memra so makwan se do yam ahwehwam de ne yeso anya dai
ombe pane zakwa
no
sane odwuma na
abra so tesa be ne da do yam ahwehwam de no entisi ye de be ye wie na se obi tie kire baabi no se me nkonko da asia eno de me ni nse but me nkwaji obi ataku me nkwaji obi asempoa ihwe no obi amfa ne ka bia wode ne baabi amfa na to so se wo fa ade ye de ewi a
de dollar to so
ye de dollar to so many people say na make no every say producer de won ne ntam say ya e ha adwene pa it no kre wo de wu ni baabi asem ne free ai papa we wanyim yesu enya bi ntwa aduane ni ko ma wo de na mete papa we wanyim enya bi ntwa aduane enti ene manso akoba narrative say eye zoom lion okokoji sika se onfantua weke sika ni amano 850 cedis na odi 250 ama weke se no na ono wafa 600 no document ye da hey yanhwe ye be kan no brofo ato ye boase akan ya in its entirety ni ya hwe se ibenya ye entiase bi e wo bibi mu ana ya kan susu wia ya bebie phone line no ama obi opeso ka bie eso akabi
kanadwin
ya metna ha say me be ye bibi se minua kuma manasa azure ibeguna ni mase minka se me be ye bibi nsoso ama eye minua senwa Japan ya be hohoro no ho awrozum line ho no kura bi na ye hwehwe di ama Ghana fo na wo mo ankasa inform wo opinion na YEA kachira gwankasa wafa se Malik Basintele se ontie bi na on kan kure bi a wono so onim enkyere Ghana fo na ye nyina ye nhwehwe ne ipumasibre na kofie Japan a wono so no wo YEA obesi kodua nan kofi oso no kure bi a wonim ka ndipa dodo sen wagya wo mato ho no mo a kofi ukofie na do mama Malik Basintele Malik nipa do send wa ba beto omo amwa ye letter ama wo mo a moja wo mo sana omo konkon and a wrong narrative ni ntino omo fa phone na omo free Zoom line say sika wen abra so ni mu say Zoom line ni obi aka ye wo na wontimi nya sika ma obi enti ye wie and no answer ubetimi on Facebook like yenyi emotions nyina mfrim bibi a wonti ase hwero na fabra ba mesra atem didie basa no yamani ntwam ene di okofa ba ye mpo no wo move on e ko kansem foforo nti mo nse na de ye soso ani sesi ano ne ye gya no saa every say ye nya smia awie nti ye nyina no ya hwe de ko hwan nie ana de ayi tuma
ansa na wo beka ne kra no booklet e kra no de chi no sa ade wo chi pese de no tudwa se efri bia bi nko ye model efri
youth employment agency or sanitation model
good into efri he
and that's one of a year 2006 Ojoban redu na oye one minister
local government
minister
yeah
and me wafa na nadu asabre and no ye chairman ewo asante achem agogo tata na nyina kono woni nyina ne bom baako enna oye chairman na nadu asabre sabi ne tadua mu ba ene chairman sa Fred aye friend Fredima no
okay
enti no chairman sa no so no
sound engineer no
sound engineer no
okay
na nadu asabre baro no na nadu asabre na constituency chairman a one person obi din kekawa ebe sign ne MP nti no udu Ministry of Local Government a Ojoban radio te officer na nadu asabre na edi ne secretary ma kwai ma feel one ma ba wa bi mfi ata so me kire Ojoban radio
na we
ai waji aware na ma frema kwa
we
ban radio ni afre na yiri frema na waji aware na ma magi
enu bi na kai Kumasi ke mefo agbo Kofi Dwumatiri so no se ba ne se no no nko ase ne yire nkwa no be wan
ni afre na magi ni afre no frema ade ana ana ye develop sadie na ye dam me da adakabere mamudu hosuoma na met Ministry of Information wo mo ba bia ye conferences no na met hobi na Ojoban radio e de sadie we na sa youth employment agency no edina sister over the years
yes, yeah,
okay
it ni nyina ebebam da bia ne din ne nam ani sika ye sha ase ne de mo san ne de ma san ano ne de ba be ye adwuma na ansa na no ma menkenka bibie fre no PPP na yenhwe the benefits of PPP the entire PPP obusa ho se napco butaye papa no ne etua so no se nanka napco under PPP a enka gu ana the politician a domino oso ye bibisa ne se a private sector capital amemu a yankenka PPP no ho asem kakra if it's a PPP no e bi e bedru ba bi no eno na I was here the cancer what's it saying as people ask what is public private partnership arrangement ofubusa say public private partnership arrangement anything or say a public private partnership PPP and a 3P and a P3 or say a long term arrangement between a government and private sector institutions. Typically, it involves private capital financing. Or say typically, it involves private capital financing government projects and services upfront, and then drawing revenues from taxpayers and or users for profit over the course of the PPP arrangement. Businessman private President Solomon Osua or say, what is public-private partnership arrangement? Or say a public-private partnership PPP and a 3P and a P3 is a long-term arrangement between a government and private sector institutions. Typically, it involves private capital financing government projects and services upfront, and then drawing revenues from taxpayers and or users for profit over the course of the PPP contract. Solo, what you are saying?
You want to say a buy and crank regiment, a buy maybe also ye. Now, when we say buying Nisikan, or Jetuan Sana, what to me, Eddie Tiaka. Private man, no so dear, or quite so bit to me, and yes, go baby, either so Beco Bank, and ask the shareholders, Eddie Scabebreno. And I buy you my obesity in what fret, what ton some fret, I'm crown grass brim. Na bedi dwuma for sika beshim na oye wi a menyeje metuo no be de tuawoka ene nti me makobo besia na me de abeboa na aban de di dwuma no ade ye de di dwuma no wi a aban je de to a watua meka sa na tie
it's arrangement no it not just say private capital no ebeba be a fund ya no afront na aban no jeje ne to
kakra ankronkro na ono okwa sika no ebetua ye so bo besia ebia so shareholder besia so na akobo ye a insi ho ewo ho ana ode abeboa ma aban edi dwuma no na ono nso etwabo edi ama aban
nti no ne PPP no so waye nti yan hwe na afi no ye mekenkan ade no esi atu abuase ye kenkan yesrama mu nyina yempa emotions obi ani di obi atem ye nyina ye hwehwe asem no puma sibire and move on ama as a narrative be a sticky nti yanko ka asem foforo mo bia ntwe nko asem foforo no and normal do some political stories egu mu odeye a chesen ke yo juicy na emum no yan tue abuase na yan hwe pania private capital ye be na ye available to government ti ebetimi aidan e de aboa omanma se aban sika and na ho sa akeke na emum private capital die ne betimi ai na ye the private capital no so boa e kwan be ne be fa so a in the end so no private capital no yem fa so emfa mu aban e just omanma a benefiting
okay
sasha so wo pen paper kwa sha so the assembly bia no e was say wo engineered landfill site ye over 160 echo 161 161 a year assembly bia no I was say our engineered landfill site emramu no and such a landfill site no a year 25 kilometers away from baby assembly no offices no
okay
inti say utu say wo call landfill site wa obekwa obesa ba no I was say a year 50 kilometers inti yemusa the assembly bank and Ghana has here can say or what engineered landfill site. It in Krahazeno engineered landfill site and ne ubetimi at the akoguan moi ya engineers engineered landfill site no owned by the private sector which is 100 kilometers in and out from AMA at night.
Okay.
So free AMA private in land engineered landfill site no a private company jumla ye ken and yes ade no ye frɛ hɔ nom adepa u free eye ensawam ekɔ aburia ɛhɔ ne wɔ and na over the years ne ka say engineered no a e just say ye two form ye near the rubber seso na ye the pipings ahyehyɛ ase enti no yempese chemicals basa every ball animal no be see the akɔ eye ensuo no a wa asase na se no na fe yakɔ akotu abura bi ɛso ɛwɔ community bi na eye ball no ensuo na wa ase no asenke near the code enti ye the pipings ahyehyɛ ase en ensuo na asenke ni nyina no ye dure ne de kɔ baabi foforo na ye treaty so that enko ye den enko enti ano ufri aha na wokwa a 100 kilometers in and out
na na ewo blogo no so e
anu nyina na a private sector led near the go kwa na nye engineered na nye engineered
yes
ni nyina private enti I'm not say assembly bianya no landfill engineer do landfill site. Assembly biya so nibi. I didn't know over the years. Senka private capital na memoir. Senka yenibi. It's a private capital ni bem. Ni esi ya TPP na sia. Baby assembly ekukuru baby free bo. Why na ya kana asem no. Owo obi a wo ye adwuma 4 hours a day. Now wa mano 258 cities. Enye 250 na ya keke now. Enye 258 cities. Eno obi so why eno obi so ye adwuma 8 hours a day. Now wa ma ono 500 cities. And what you want some da? Said dear and third party biano why you no ankasa ni deal you know. Or say we 500 cities for a full time 8 in the morning to 5 p.m. we 500 cities. And na dear okoye part time no no or yeah juma 4 hours no anopa say 5:30 5 ediba 9:30 no or no or mano 258 cities. Yankin can document no and let the document speak for itself. Yankin can messages kakra wa hase ni enhwe. Abidjana te botri. Or sing flexing Uncle ADAKABRI. The part of your show I love so much when letting we listeners know how much you know people and places. And I love that. I say wisdom gambo kamla. Master, don't come and defend Zoom Lion here because of your stomach. We are tired of the looting. Here pa onye emotional. Ono dia me defend bia because of food. And anything come my Bible kwa me kuta ye no. Say me de me nkwaje. Every say yaje. Na nkwaje ya kan kure. And nima me nim manesa na kan kure. Nima me nim eye sianwa Japan na kan kure. And inti wisdom gambo unka bone. Peter Ajete. Oh, wisdom. You haven't even listened to him. At you. But what do you cry? And the okay and Lord Newman. Mere campaigns all my life. One of the things I fear most in Ghana is being inaccurately represented in the media. When you are inaccurately represented in the media. Yakubu Mariama. Oh, there be almost tontom. Na Mahama Dumswa Nekasa ADAKABRI. Already was my uncle. He had 2 wives. The older is Agwasi Yazu Akontano or Irinu Miru. Abeku Morgan. Or say ADAKABRI Frimpong Manso. Thanks for the education on PPP. Near private capital. See leverage on private capital. Diabetimia Yama on my way. Wizard Mukai Lima. Slide Dumba. One of the Wababeka Chief Justice Assembly. Nana Nyaman Ekasai on Facebook Live. I say Zoom Lion has moved beyond waste collection and management. It is now a key variable in the equation of the Ghanaian economy. Yaw Obi Amwa. I say facts. You are indeed opening my eyes to understand this whole YEA Zoom Lion issue. God bless you. Obiani emotions in film. Mo biani manes atem, mo biani Zoom Lion atem. Ni anhwehwe say, how can Ghana leverage on private capital? Abansi kan wajeje ne kakra. Inti kwambe so ne betimi leverage on private capital. Na pitfalls e wa ho ti ebebu aban so no yesisi kwan. Na the ordinary Ghanaian are benefiting from a PPP arrangement. Michael Ananti was a high warfare. As the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. The controversy surrounding YEA and Zoom Lion stems from inadequate information from these entities. Public officials should prioritize transparency, providing accurate information to the public without bias. Yabuatini, as kudos, Uncle ADAKABRI, your insight on this issue will enlighten a lot of us. Misinformation has tarnished their reputation. Elsewhere, Schofield Moses, as who is defending Zoom Lion, We are talking about the truth. Why are you people hating Zoom Lion? Upon all the good works this man has done for Ghana and humanity, Zoom Lion deserves better. Peter Jete and Eka saying, on document, they are supposed to work maximum 4 hours, but reality on the grounds, they work maximum 2 hours. And now,
Can I help you?
Peter Jete. I say on document, they are supposed to work maximum 4 hours.
That's on paper.
That's on paper. But really,
in reality,
no, they work for 2 hours maximum.
For the 258 cities.
258 cities, no.
Also, to another dimension.
And said they actually even don't work up to the 4 hours.
I'm more proud of their own because I'm more proud for 4 hours. Say do it anymore. And a power to now, say small time no way we.
Joseph Asarikuma also offer greetings to you and your listeners. It is high time Ghanaians deal with the matter without emotions, but deal with facts without biases. Alfred Nkrumah Neka say, as Zoom Lion are really doing a good work. Kudos to them. Vincent Ohinijan, I just dared this government to cancel the Zoom Lion contract, and we will see the filth that will swallow us. This pull him down syndrome is very bad. Daniel Adu, I say good afternoon. Watching you live inside Doha, Qatar. Wafa, I don't think Malik Basintele's intention is to collapse private business. His concern is all about the salary given to the workers. And
that is trivial.
Was it? They're working. I was watching you live inside Doha, Qatar. Wafa, I don't think Malik Basintele's intention is to collapse private business. His concern is all about the salary given to workers. Someone can udika so. Ni akenka document here. Ubehunu May 2024. YEA abo letter say obetua aye beneficiaries nika 300 cedis. May 2024 also obetua 300 cedis per beneficiary. Now pay no onu ankasa atua beneficiary nika directly on from Zoom Lion so.
Okay.
And no catch Zoom Lion say unresponded by June 2024. And the Zoom Lion responded say, "Oh yeah, okay. Say obetua beneficiaries nika a 300 also obetua 300. Name Zoom Lion propose to say and kayentua beneficiary nika 500 cedis. Kofi Japan no kure. Some can say, Edianka 420 mum instead of 500. I didn't say the way. Yamanema Bonting. Say May 2024. YEA. I can say, as per letter, our Trocoma Zoom Lion say, you bet you have 300 cities from the 258. You bet you have 300 cities. Eddie Amman beneficiary. I feel so no. Yam fam fauso and ye tria beneficiary neka. Ye the beneficiary nisika. Ebe money direct. And no catch Zoom Lion from why breme. Says arrangement otiasia. And not me tiasia. Tia omuka direct. Na me kura de misusu say tia omuka 500 cities. And na tiasia you must say okay, you better consider 420. And then na YEA besidne on fa car fr Emma beneficiary no. E dey na si kwan.
Of us 420.
And this information and so no. Basintele oba no hu yana.
Oba yo hu yana.
Basintele hu because pen write up any document ya wo ken. Any do otro ye no. Me will be some makers and the otro and sabi be a wan hwe ne ye no otro. Into but what find yamfa and your motion but when him what for mesre say document in a door so. Eti nanka yanhwe me nanka relevant information bi wa anyone ge beti me.
Me anka ni nyina in its entirety.
Okay. And then any chance na damn kwa mafo obi e pesuti.
First page so no. Youth Employment Agency YEA.
Source of this document
YEA for document.
Zoom
Zoom Lion so I will copy.
Okay.
This is a fusion of YEA and Zoom Lion on position. And what I say, and matters arising.
Okay.
It be a confidential crana, yet the wo has no. Yabakan amubiati.
Yeah, your confidential.
It will be a one move for cast and for Bia. Oh, dear, ye are about Gibrania Cassa and for. But you perceive one of them women who could say, I didn't know. It was us, Siano. Background, I was seeing the background and contest. I was seeing I was seeing the scope of work, the role of the service provider. I was seeing the scope of work, the role of the beneficiary, the role of YEA. I was seeing financial analysis and the contract terms. I was seeing into Yankee background and the contest. Zoom Lion Ghana Limited. We're running a contract with since 2006. And we're running a contract now. Satam near friend National Youth Employment Program. NYEP 2006. And then running program now with Zoom Lion. And I fed here Ghana Youth Employment and Entrepreneurial Agency in 2012. GIDA. And the Bebe Dani Youth Employment Agency YEA in 2015. Just one 2006 Shasiano, Ediania de Freno. 2012, Ediania de Befreno. 2015, Ediania de Freno.
YEA.
2015. Me just a member copy. A money how
2012.
I did the BO here be a me fancy. Me a me pebosia. Me ye photocopies. I did the be a blogger be a paper. Me more be a copy. I was a gun and EPA. Any access to do document. Ne yet me two. A parties to the contract. No, you were into your dear beer. Yet me catch the woman. Then answer ye dear at the ordinary Ghanaian. Or ye beneficiary of this program. And you know, ye copies, no, me a photocopy. Edit beer, the me wabra kuranka, me friend. Almost can I know that to online. No, Pian Kaibi. Pian Kaibi. A young cray. I say March 2020. March 2020. And a new contract was signed between YEA and Zoom Lion Ghana Limited. I say, after a thorough tender process, 2020, in March, and a new contract by. Now, some new contract, no, you're renewing from, you're renewing for 2 years.
Okay.
That is from April 2022 to March 2024. Okay. I say 2020 now contract you sign, you know, why you know. A man, a further 2 years from April 2022 ABC March 2024 and he extended to September 2024.
Okay.
So since September no I no yes he extended could see your pen say 2024 September some period we say a year can nyina be seen neck September na twam 2024 no Zoom Lion eda eye adwuma no abra obi antua ne sika bia ma no ebra eye contract bia engovern performance no na Zoom Lion no fra no ho say we essential service provider enunti ode no to doctors ode no to nurses ode no to police ode no to soldier. Said the soldier anchor strike. Said the police anchor strike. Said the nurse anchor strike. Said the doctor anchor strike. Zoom Lion fat sa warm pra public places and streets no or form some essential workers. Na say omuko striker and omu jaya adwuma no a yarewa ahodo ebetimi aba. Enti me de meguso aye adwuma no kosi say YEA ebe determine the way forward. No. Rosie for 1 minute support. Doctor for 1 minute support. Nurse for 1 minute support. Oh, yeah, doctor for Umbegusa Yajumano. I will actually you say you be determine the way forward if it's a doctor Nija Jumanoa. Or however by yourself. The war proper quahono ojaya dwuma no a
fi bedokro
ya fi bedokro yen associated illness ebe hayen nti from September 2024 there's no contract. Contract is signed for 2 years, April 2022 to March 2024. It was extended to September 2024. It's yenhwe service provider no a Zoom line no under the contract no the responsibilities the role yenhwe adwuma under the contract no was Zoom line emaye enie was cleaning of public areas. Cleaning of public areas. That is what the contract says. You see the word cleaning of public areas. And the cleaning of public areas, 1, sweeping. So omopra. 2, picking of litter bags and other materials. Picking of litter bags and other materials. Collection of swept refuse. Kasa bi ba say ye say tuazum line your kasa if you know ya pra de guku an ho a ye say tu omo kan the separate contract and omo de ko zoom line e say or contract mienu pe baako any ye die and a baako your friend no SIP sanitation improvement package and no and a community containers na sisi your communities no mu no abola ne ye ma na assembly no amazum lion akofa community container no aspect of it jaminti min kakra say ene containers dodo say ne sisi your communities are ye sinkonya ukoto bola gwa ne ajuska and in fact assembly no e wa arrangement say ye mape ye mra mefa enti no pe enti obi antuazum lion ka say obi pra kwan ho ani mu ha ye besesa a separate contract. In the contract, me, you know, why a contract here, you can't answer me. And now, SIP, sanitation improvement package. That's the full name. Sanitation improvement package. And your communities now, community board like a sewer kakrakano, and a separate issue. And the cleaning public areas, or say, haulage of refuse. I just bola na, ya praprana, ye, I was said almost sciences as a bola. Under the same way, or say dumping at an authorized dumping site. Or say dumping at an unauthorized dumping site. Or say that be dumping at authorized
site.
Dumping site. The BIC and Fankugono. I want to zoom line on the back. And now, or say note, collection and haulage of refuse is in respect of refuse gathered from the work of the beneficiaries. In the Bolana, or Kotogu authorized site, baby, or my proper public areas, or assess a finity go. Cleaning of public areas, naturally, under the way, or saying, drain cleansing. Drain cleansing. Or say, cleaning of open drains to allow free flow of water. Or see, drain cleansing, or see, cleaning of open drains to allow free flow of water. Mr. Ramu, you be a phone line, a ample time. You better see a bit me time. Near mamma ample time between 30 to 45 minutes. Ama will be a home brasium, a 10 year emotions be any, no be any, the on family part. Why do they be a phone line? Aye. Drain cleansing, actually, and the drain cleansing, why you contract you? Removal of litter, plastics, sticks, and other materials which hinder the flow of fluids. Street sweeping. It was the scope of work under the YE contract with Zoom Lion, service provider in this instance, Zoom Lion. Najuma under the contract, why you specify in the contract, no. A cleaning of public areas. Underneath from what church are they also a drain cleansing, what church they also a street sweeping. And then what I say, and I say areas of work include pavements 0.5 meters from the road.
Okay.
Areas, 0.5 meters from the road. Watch there. or the pavement ne ka ho a 0.5 meters from the road, and including the pavement. I will say your prapra ho nyina. Right? Or see motorcycles, bicycle lanes, street curbs. Curb won manekro. A kwan ni no. Eye omo de slab obi esi ho. Amana basoro kakra. Afi ne pavement no atwa so. And na ye curb no. It so ko 3.10. Now called driving license. You can say 3.10. Now we hit a curb no our feeling. There be I watch the curb. Was it picking of weeds from pavements? Area 0.5 meters from the road. The normal gugu on the more. So I just say, Nina say, Oma 0.5 meters from the road onto the pavement. And also, when you're clear, dear Ubesha say, Yana Bastard boys, Niano, to Kwan on the as a picking of litter from the median of the road. It is a central reservation. In Finfi has say no. I Jina Janchi Swan and Kalani Jaja Horton Adiano. I said, picking of litter. No man at the Atoto will be biscuit no done in Honato in Finfi Uniano or so almost a in I say picking of litter from pedestrian walkways. There be any panifenano, a jija, a bro, any broad driani adinana, or some picky. As a collection of street waste and dumping at an appropriate authorized dumping site. Just a yayi muda na buano. I was almost saying at the core authorized dumping site. What's the scope of work? Role of the service provider no, and no one ought to us we. Watch there, Zoom lion, no man me and son a car, no. Was an enemy and son, yenya, clean no public areas, and underneath watch that the cross way, and yenya drain cleansing, and watch that the also way, and yenya street sweeping, and watch that the also way. We no say training of the beneficiaries on the operational and technical aspects of their job. Say nipana ufa no or a beneficiary no. Chireno, a jumano, said ya pesi siena, ya chiresa wuna base no. Or see training no. Also, we as well deployment of beneficiaries in their respective districts and operational territories. Afano, yadna bro. When I watch that say, for just municipality, for a year, Besiansi Jamasi electoral area. Would the free ADAKABRI Abusuafie BS13 and they call a year lawyer champion fee honomono. One other prapra service provider Najuma. So me free me am address BS13. BS13. I don't know nene I mean anakwakufu a year or war your friends me mammy and a 1949 7-bedroom house or the chairwoman and a BS13. What's the Umami, Papa, watch out now. Was the deployment of beneficiaries in their respective districts and operational territories. There be a year, a year service provider, no Zoom Lion, and a bachelor. Also, supervision and monitoring of beneficiaries on the field. Supervisor, no, time monitor, no, over 6 days a week. So no. Why are they? What training no? Adwuma baye. What's that training in the territory baby obekwa akoye adwuma no? O se supervisor no. No nya adwuma no. Owie ye no o se provide sanitary tools, equipment, PPEs and trucks. O se provide ni nyina. Amano. O se provide fuel. You diesel kroya ni petrol ya to run administrative and operational vehicles. Oh, the kana ya de ma no. Enu bi na de beto diesel. Wo de beto ato trucks. At them supervisors no any team leads ni nyina no. Wo na be say adwuma no. Wo na beto sa diesel no. Also storage, maintenance and replacement of engagement logistics. The omudi ye adwuma no. Omu wia the unfound quantify no was said here say we be baby ye dey ye be go the maintenance and the replacement the best I say right I say team leads no also mean I have 3,000 team leads of 3,000 people wo service provider no we bet an additional 50 cities which is a cost to service provider no into where I say a year why at year 258 no the ube yin say we team lead ebua for supervision no wo service provider no sika na wanya no we dey move 50 cities ebesan ya ka we 258 no am on wanya 308 because we supervisor I say accident, death, and other welfare and related issues are borne by Zoom Lion, the service provider. Accident, death, and other welfare and related issues borne by the service provider, Zoom Lion. I say operational and administrative infrastructure, operational and administrative infrastructure, offices, pickups, motorbikes, bicycles, etc. I was saying in Adeba. I say purchase and maintenance of electronic data. I say purchase and maintenance of electronic data management and payment systems. I say wo kokoto ne maintain a dear your friend electronic data management and payment systems. Say you bet me dear to your money. I say payment for hours beyond stipulated 4 hours, holidays, clean-up exercises, state functions. To be here, you maximum of 4 hours. Yeah, state function be a state house. And I see here clean-up exercises be. And now holidays be also what you know. Here so cocoa paper. Now all year you beyond 4 hours now. Who service provider no? She an extra. Inti. Organizational structure under the your friend is saying why contract you know I will say utminya head office team of officers are omuna man head office Zoom Lion you know or see nya head office or see nya regional management omunyina comes under the service provider no I will see nya district managers I will see nya operational assistants I was saying beneficiaries. So the beneficiary they chat work na. Onuni sikano. If you why but when it head of his team neka. When it regional management neka.
Service provider.
When it district managers neka. When it operational assistants neka. The beneficiaries no and you come asema you omoka from YA. As a financial analysis and the contract terms. Sikano ye tuano. Yan said the almost analysis Sikano. Say you know what ratio movie say Sikano a friend is saying 850 cities. Maybe what? It is no financial analysis, you know, and under the contract, you know, or the sample letter, your friend said letter of appointment, or the recruitment of beneficiaries is the sole responsibility of the YEA.
Okay.
And it's usually MMDA based. Contract in Ekato, obey financial analysis, no, and now what the being and will say recruitment of beneficiaries is the sole responsibility of the YEA, and it's usually MMDA based. It is assemblies, you know, and a decentralized. At the end, typical letter, Justin Kodia, one not none of you saying.
See you.
General Secretary of MPP. And you remember no yan sana obey General Secretary. No, YE.
See you. Yeah.
Shay. This is a typical appointment letter. Under the letterhead, Youth Employment Agency, Headquarters, Republic of Ghana. And Odi Ama Obi Wabo Bidin. Wabo ni region. And was any Zoom. As a letter of engagement. 1. You have been selected as a beneficiary of the Youth in Sanitation module under the Youth Employment Agency, and you are hereby required to report to your YEA district office, in this instance, or say Infants My Municipal. 2, your engagement is for an initial period of 1 year, subject to renewal with effect from 3rd May 2021 to 2nd May 2022. 3, also you receive a monthly allowance of 180 cedis without statutory deductions to be paid by the service provider. Dated May 3, 2021. And we issue letter. Say, wafa for 1 year with renewal for a further 1 year. I say 4, the YEA reserves the right to terminate your engagement with or without prior notice if you vacate post or misconduct yourself. They just said this is supposed to be a contract between YEA and the beneficiary. 5, I say your role and responsibilities attached to this engagement will be provided by your supervisor. I say, you see, being trained will be a bit to deploy among the as a supervisor and a bachelor of human. 6, on behalf of management, please accept our best wishes as well as my congratulations on your engagement. Best regards. Signed, Justin Kodria Frimpong, Chief Executive Officer. Copy, Deputy Chief Executive Operation, Deputy Chief Executive FNA, Regional Director, District Director, Infansima Municipal Assembly. And why your boss has a declaration of acceptance. And of course, I, not truly ding, accept the terms and conditions stipulated in the engagement letter and hereby declares to accept appointment, and we or Tom Prente and or sign ye and or the buy. At the time, I BBN will come
2021.
2021.
Why 8 hours now?
4 hours.
4 hours. And to find our day trend of the beneficiaries fees, but this are trend, what they abba. Contractor a government in 2006 to 2008, right? We shall say 14th April 2006 up to 2008, that term of contract for 2 years. Now, Otria beneficiary neka 50 cities for 2 years between 2006 2008. Now, Otria beneficiary neka 50 cities between 2008, 1st August 2008 to 2010, a period of 3 years. No, Otria beneficiary neka 50 cities.
And so 2 years.
3 years. About date because everybody see
2008
to 2010. But date, ever shall say March 11. And technically, a year 2008, 2010. It was March 2011, and Sana all sign a renew beam, and it's not quite 3 years. And for that period, you know, Otuya 50 cities.
Still 50.
Omantum. And now, Odifri 2011, and about 2013, I'm baby, I can't call. And also, so March 11, first March 2011, and or the chassis, Echo Pim, a year March 2014. Into a calculator, or say a further 4 years. And also no Gusutia, a year 50 cities. Into almost, your friend is saying, 9 years, 50 cities in your 3 hours. And I felt your contract, Besha, 2014 to 2018, or shall say March 1, 2014. Kuko see a March 2019. The Koko year 5 years. And I shall see 100 cities.
Okay.
For 100 for 9 years, it 50 cities.
50.
And for a further 5 years, no, you be 100 cities. And 2019, March 2019, to a year April 2022, 2 years, no, obi 180.
Okay.
And to free 2022, 3rd April 2022, ABC a year May 2024, no, and a bay 258. The technical year 250. A 258. I'm trending, no, and I feel it. No, and May 2024, no, or extended it by September 2024. And September 2024 actually no
to date
to be anyhow. In the terms of the contract, no, it requires Zoomlion, the service provider, no, to pre-finance program for a period of 3 months before reimbursement by YEA. That is term of the contract, no. Udi can hear you, man. After busia 90 days later, you see kabamam. Until the shot is PPP, no. The private capital, no, the upfront. Now, I buy 3 months in a private capital, no, a triacano. Now, I buy no so edgy tax and kakra, no, a buano. As a breach of the terms by YEA, was it delay payments? Actually, should be between 6 and 12 months. Between 6 months to 12 months, no. I was say maybe a delay payment be all. This a delay payments be bad. I say financing of this gap is through facilities with interest rates from 17.5% to 31%. What you know? It's a delay baby it should be between 6 months to 12 months. What you loan? Variably on the interest, 17.5% up to 31%. As actually interest, I mean, so, and the delay payments are some emono. I see recruitment of beneficiaries. I see the agency is responsible for the recruitment of the 45,000 beneficiaries whose names shall be submitted to Zoomlion Ghana Limited. And by reason of such submission, Zoomlion shall perform its obligations stated herein. It was a why offer warm. Now do my Zoomlion. You meet me some Musuakra.
Quite warm.
Minumusuakra.
Quite warm.
I'm not free, wait there. Mama men come in sweet. Yes, I'm more than. Enti. And no. And now, or say, in a minimum, so to my boba, page back.
You know what kind
of 45,000 beneficiaries.
But over 45,000 beneficiaries.
No, the Oma Bread Zoomlion.
So Zoomlion cannot bloat the numbers.
No.
Because you're on the own buy.
Yeah.
Why and a do mobile. The beneficiaries engaged for the purpose of this agreement can be replaced by the agency through a written notice from Zoomlion. Say, one more the Zoomlion no. Zoomlion no to me replace you be. This assembly ne trouble Zoomlion say. Say nipa we you know. Near the nipa for I contract price in the The agency agrees to pay Zoomlion the contract price at the times and manner in the manner prescribed by the agreement in consideration for Zoomlion's performance of the services in accordance with the terms and conditions of this agreement. Dear you say why you know ebe hwe say o tua o ka no why yes adwuma na na
Me one was no wabro nipa o.
Ono aso na di nipa ne bre wo. But one monitor also supervise one monitor say omo ye adwuma no ansa na wabetua wo ka. High confidentiality issue be treat information provided by Zoomlion and then marked confidential said no maybe a contract and party be a confidential no and no mark e wo almost so say without same say data protection commission who said something no won't me fan trouble just like that.
Okay.
And then one marking or has say into no say wouldn't permission won't me fast our partner in your day and to drop. I say amounts payable to Zoomlion shall be calculated in the following manner. I say this cannot yet calculate you know. I say management fee shall be paid based on actual work undertaken by Zoomlion within the scope of this agreement. Just say actual work, you know. The who so why and sana. Beneficiary allowance shall be paid based on the number of beneficiaries that are validated as having duly executed their duties within the scope of this agreement by the agency, as well as based on actual work done by Zoomlion. Don't a crime of fast one. Validation, you know.
On one casabro nipa no. Answer no best to us any pano cano. Just of validate who say Ejumana or castle Zoomlion castle my yano or my and sana. Sikasamno Abba.
But who is responsible for monitoring?
Zoomlion.
Zoomlion also or no.
I
know so monitor. It is trouble. As the beneficiary allowance shall be paid based on the number of beneficiaries that are validated as having duly executed their duties within the scope of this agreement by the agency.
Agency.
Yeah.
By the agency.
The agency is supposed to validate work done by Zoomlion.
Good.
And
as well as based on the actual work done by Zoomlion. It's the agency responsibility be
exactly.
Also validating nipa. Oma ye adwuma no. Na fe wa kwa hwe actual work as Zoomlion aye. So you go so. And I feel I say the agency shall pay to Zoomlion the amount certified as due to Zoomlion, as shall be invoiced by Zoomlion for every quarter.
Quarterly invoicing.
Payment, no. I said the agency shall pay to Zoomlion the amount certified as due to Zoomlion, as shall be invoiced by Zoomlion for every quarter. Until 90 days biano, Zoomlion the invoice beko. Juma mayeni
3 months. That's
was I indicating a nipa do a year Jumano. It no and now or validate say nipa Zoomlion so my year Jumano. Ampa through almost head regional district no. Sankofana year Jumana. Now what they counterbalance actual work as Zoomlion aye. Let's just say or person or yes sure about the amount. I hear nipa do as year Juma. As I say, actual work away or the talia does it add up? Let us answer or do see come. As the payment of the amount due shall be made within 3 months upon receipt of the bill invoice by the agency. I say payment of the amount due shall be made within 3 months upon receipt of the bill or invoice by the agency. The currency of payment is Ghana cedis. Yajuma 90 days achi bajusika contract no denominated currency no Ghana cedi. Enti ukuta 10 cedis say ya Ghana 3 months time 90 days time in actual sense na da ho 10 cedis. Depreciation you know just a bank for one be mo mutias you. As Zoomlion has not been paid for the past 1.5 years, despite the fact that the agreement says they should be paid quarterly in arrears for 18 months. In the contract's currency denomination is CD. Yes, in 90 days, Nanki Tuanaka, who Sukra say, 90 days in terms of depreciation. Who could 10 cities are in actual, and yet 10 cities be where dear 18 months. It is in city term. It is 10 cities, 18 months later, in actual events, who take inflation into consideration, who take depreciation into consideration, and where 10 cities are now. We a business we are. Although the beneficiaries or say beneficiaries or more priority. I said Zoom Lion made arrangements for afternoon shifts and pays out beneficiaries an extra 342 cedis, which it absorbs to bring the payments to a total of 600 cedis. Into 258 now you mono. Ubiko afternoon shifter when you a further 342 cedis. In the end, now watch 600 cedis instead of the 258 now. Yeah, the 250 now. Yeah, can. You do a afternoon shift in all mechanics now. Let me call no Panama afternoon shift. Cleaning is sampa. Yeah, morning, near say evening. Yeah, morning cleaning, near evening cleaning. You beat your brochure, can't you say, yeah, morning cleaning, near evening cleaning. Until your sister, afternoon shift, no afternoon
shift, and why need to ya? And
no, dear, Zoom line on the moon, and I etiaka. One can say why in Intiaka. It's not just a Zoom line, no. Actual work done all can. Or person making sure say, yes, I actual work now. No, Obi Baba a ria. Now about the ya. Or no Nisika or Jayano. But the move be a tria extra 342 to make a total of 600 payable to Nipana a year. Morning, no. Why you try the morning, no? The Zoom line a triano afternoon. Okay. 31st May 2024. In Susas, Yamo. Or say, or throw a letter away. At the command Zoom Lion. Menkai. Menkai. Honey, yeah, but I'm not talking Zoom
But before Obekai letter, no. What your financial analysis, no? Say, no, you but amount payable to Zoom Lion.
All right. So they don't take it.
Three headings. A beneficiary Nisika. A management fees Sika. And a logistics fees Susika. And there are three headings. It Yaka say we are 250 now. Me Yaka say 258. And yet 258. And yet 258. You better how much is paid for management? How much is paid for the logistics? And whether we knew before this, let's say your logistics is separate, and your management fees is separate, and your beneficiaries is separate. Did we know that? The kind letter. Why Edikokoma Zoom Lion dated May 31, 2024. What's he saying? What the command managing director Zoom Lion Ghana Limited.
Why you for a Troy?
2024.
As a year,
Kofi Japan.
Okay.
I say, attention, or the command Gloria Opoku entry, Mrs. I say, dear Madam, proposed amendments to the management services agreement between Youth Employment Agency and Mrs. Zoom Lion Ghana Limited. As kindly accept the compliments of the board and management of the Youth Employment Agency. At the meeting held on Wednesday, May 29, 2024, the board of the agency proposed a political interview back was coming here when I'm a political interview. No, and Crophobia was second. Umpedi will be second.
No. Send the police as a young coaching.
Sir, Tiantuaso. Eh, almost one more train. Let an you go so I can. I say, kindly accept the compliments of the board and management of the Youth Employment Agency. I say, at the meeting held on Wednesday, May 29, 2024, the board of the agency proposed that management services agreement between the Youth Employment Agency and Mr. Zoom Lion Ghana Limited should be reviewed on the terms below upon the expiration of the 6 months extension period. So no, the extension period no, from May, ABC September. Into after September no, as soon no, the omu propose amendment to the contract any.
So we also show May.
You turn May.
Into say May September.
It was after the
subjected to
the review corona all can should come into play after September.
September, good.
September na twam Kofi Japan akwatena fie new government aba when na twiro bibi e de asue Ghana fo adwene e de asue the new government enti wey Kofi Japan e was obrifu Malik Basintele ana ana was ye jagab no tum na new government ne ye bring ani so na Ghanaians so ye bring Ghanaians ani so in the end no say essential services na ye ka no wan you ho antumu say opra public places any streets na essential services na ye jan na efine mini na associated public health aye pinson wan ba bia de ni free ba I say at the meeting no means paragraph no biom. At the meeting held on Wednesday, May 29, 2024, the board of the agency proposed that management services agreement between the Youth Employment Agency and Mr. Zoom Lion Ghana Limited should be reviewed on the terms below upon the expiration of 6 months extension period. 1. I say clause 8.1.4, and I quote, all payments to Zoom Lion shall be done by the District Assembly's Common Fund Administrator on behalf of the agency upon a written notice by the Chief Executive Officer of the agency to the administrator indicating the amount due Zoom Lion be amended to all payments to Zoom Lion shall be made directly by the agency upon receipt of funds from the District Assembly's Common Fund. What do you say? The header to know District Assembly Common Fund and all trace card direct the Zoom Lion upon receipt of a warrant from the Youth Employment Agency. Or amend the contract I'm gonna read this say Zoom Youth Employment Agency will pay Zoom Lion direct upon the receipt of money from the District Assembly Common Fund. In the Zoom, Minyanya Sikam free District Assembly Common Fund. My in the train on arrangements. Answer President Tusuka say, and yet 80% of Sika District Assembly Common Fund and Assembly no. I don't know, 20%. Nature say, why is Susuno ebetimi akọ Youth Employment Agency akọ Jessica? Now what the betria amount due under the contractual agreement. I know the bear too. I see deletion of clause 8.3.1. And I quote, if Zoom Lion does not receive payment in accordance with subclause 8.2, that is payment, due to a delay in the release of funds to the District Assembly's Common Fund from the Ministry of Finance, Zoom Lion shall be entitled to receive interest and financing charges at the prevailing commercial bank rate from the time it became due until the date of final payment. Zoom Lion shall negotiate the said interest of the prevailing at the prevailing commercial bank rate with the Ministry of Finance and the Youth Employment Agency. And down by amendment. Says, no time say no somebody 90 days no. Why you maybe men family one. I was able to negotiate interest. That time through with the Ministry of Finance and why. 3. Insertion of a new subclause in clause. Insertion of a new subclause in clause as 9.4, and I quote, all logistics shall be distributed to the YEA regional and district warehouses for inspection and verification before subsequent distribution to the beneficiaries. So, and no maybe also the beneficiaries, I'm going to use the idea, Jumano. Fako YEA, or say here, regional offices, district offices. Now, YEA, and verify no man, and sana yakoche, at the ama beneficiaries, no. So, no. Number 4, clause 10.2, and I quote, I say, the beneficiaries shall be engaged for a period of 12 months from the date on their appointment letters, which shall be renewed for a further period of 12 months, be amended to, and I quote, the beneficiaries shall be engaged for a period of 24 months from the date on the appointment letter. Once a code letter no sign, a first 12 months, subsequent renewal for a further 12 months. Now, we're amending it. Straight away, your money 2 years.
Yes.
5, insertion of new clauses. I, the agency shall take over the payment of beneficiaries' allowance upon expiration of the 6 months extension period. All outstanding arrears shall be paid by Zoom Lion. Zoom Lion shall be entitled to only payment for logistics and management fees from the agency. So after 6 months extension, Kofia Japan, Akofia Yakotuaba, Assesano, Basintela Abano. Agency say, Obetria beneficiary neka. Direct. Fanfa, Zoom Lion to be him. To mitigate the delayed payments, no associated interest na ye triano. Now wa hwe kwa be fa so a obenye sika no atua beneficiaries ne ka no mo saka mo sika ntentem.
No mo so mtua so a interest bi amba.
Ema as opposed to private person na wakopa bosia de ayade no. Na emum no tie brofo no. Zoom Lion shall be entitled to only payment for logistics and management fees from the agency. So you should waste me, logistics and management. Not just say there are fees associated with logistics and there are fees associated with management. And the logistics no say
often
regional and district. Now YEA and verify and some of the beneficiaries. I say I say the agency shall pay directly to the beneficiaries an amount of 300 Ghana cedis monthly. On proposal after the expiration of the 6 months extension.
That's last year September.
It in free October. I was sent away a year,
yes.
300 cedis.
The agency shall pay directly to the beneficiaries an amount of 300 cedis monthly. And then Zoom Lion shall procure logistics and materials from local manufacturers and shall give priority to YEA trained and accredited apparel and textile institutions to manufacture of uniforms for the beneficiaries. Sentaria kwa yako pamamu homono. YEA force another modeler omo textiles ye pamade ne ade kinsu hofo na omo pamade no. Industrial area has ya pamade no.
Zoom Lion
making sure say obekọ sa nkrofo no ho akoto normal ye be ya apparel no apempam ade ama beneficiaries no. E just say entina Ghana heya na ye anka meme boni nim aboni wo papa so oka sa awie ye no ene che say afede ode bebe to aso. Please communicate your acceptance or otherwise of the proposed terms by close of business Friday, June 7, 2024. Counting on your usual cooperation. Tianuna Zoom Lion responded say 300 no onion 500 I feel there by consensus because say 420
cedis.
Enti senka MPP winni ya kadiebe ya adwumanie
kombaji 420
kombaji 420 na MPP en winni And NDC winning. And I was saying, yeah, then. Yeah, hanya bibi mu. I say then. Yeah, hanya bibi mu. So, I say, young share. As Sikana near can once a from 1st April, net dollar no. $1 was equal to 7 cedis, 53 pesos.
April by year bang.
April 2022.
Okay.
Net dollar near 1 cedi. Dollar 1 cedi, $1 no. Now equal to 7 cedis, 53 pesos.
Yeah.
Cedi denomination near the year contract no. And as at April 2022 no, $1 siwa na 7 cedis, 53 pesos. December 31, 2022, net dollar baako page na homa 8 cedis, 35 pesos. December 31, 2023, net dollar $1 equal to 11 cedis, 97 pesos. 18th October 2024, net dollar baako equal to 16 cedis, 5 pesos. As at 19th November 2024, na $1 equals to 17 cedis. So I'm say, with the city na there. So no, with the city and at the increase in exchange rate from that April 2022 to November 2024. No, na increase in the currency no, dollar no, increase in the exchange rate na 126%. Oh no. When you zoom line, something you can Ghanaian businesses. What the dollar quoted and all torn in cities for Ghana. Until you see any emotions in free more. These are the challenges that Ghanaian businessmen and men and women. Almost the dollar crowd the Ghana. Now all torn within that period of 2022 to 2024, 2 years, no, a year increase in exchange rate, a year 126% over 24 months. Inti abere no nyane sika.
Go normal autonomous no logistics no.
Ape yenhwe
dollar no bi na eto.
Yenhwe logistics na ode ba no. What are they? Osi shovel. Because any friend Sophie no so am. Osi foot fork.
Yeah, fork.
But was what you
yeah.
Foot
fork. Yeah, the nana.
The odo na tia na pampa mo no sa no. Okay. Drain brush. Rake. Street brush. Picking rod.
Okay, so how
na do many pick away no.
Yeah.
Cutlass oblique langa langa. Brantai pa.
Langa langa man cho number of day.
How much you say cutlass oblique langa langa.
Na the langa langa Ghana pen originated so.
Headpan. Bean liners. Pick ass.
Okay.
And the kind of pink ass. So
Pickaxe.
Pink ass. And a basket. And a alle broom. Alle broom no. Oh, which one?
Yeah, standing broom now.
Hard one. Alle broom.
Yeah.
The sending you bro for dust pan. The Seuda. As a friend, Seuda.
Yeah, no,
Aseuda. Reflective road cone. The cones, no, this is one. And the shears. Shears in there.
Yes, near the
teacher flowers, hedges near the no. Wheelbarrow. Manual tricycles.
Okay.
Motorized tricycles. Hand gloves. Safety boots.
Okay.
Wellington boots.
It was safety as well, Wellington.
Safety boots. No. And then the other security for the shell.
Yeah.
PP. And a Wellington boots into your crew. Raincoat. Nose mask. Reflective jacket. Helmet. Uniform. Zoom Lion embossed with reflectors, no, and a cap. There's a channel so far, almost channel, and no normal, almost ba. Enti, I say, analysis of fees for equipment and logistics. And I all can say, effective 2019, 3rd April 2019, for that period of 2 years, no, na a year, sika ebajina total a beneficiary, na a year 600 and na omutuya.
That's
between April 3, 2019, for a period of 2 years. That is
2021.
For 2 years, no. The total beneficiary, no. Na total beneficiary amount na 600 cedis. Na ye the 180 cedis. Emma Zoom Lion. Na ye the 300 cedis. Ako logistics na ye bubu odi no. Omo dia procure. Na management fees. Yama Zoom Lion 120 out of the 600.
Okay.
It's na kwa 180 plus 300 plus 120. Now it's 600. From April 3, 2022, for the next 2 years, no, I see a year 2024, May ya who's a letter iba, you know, extension of 6 months iba, you know. Total amount was 850. 850, no. Zoom Lion beneficiary, no, the opera, you know. Sweeper, no. Or 258 cities. 258. And logistics, no, amounting to 424. 424. 424. And the management fees, you know, a year 168. You don't understand the narrative near say, or 250. Now Zoom Lion are fast 650. Or after 600. Technically, out of the 850, you know, 258 eco beneficiary no. Na 424 eco logistics no. Na 168 eco a year management fees. And now for what at the time no 2024 no, in order to agree on the 424 as logistics no. Obubo logistics ni na ne buo. Cumulatively no, ultimately nya say at the major 424 for that contract period of 2 years no. I see brooms no, alle brooms no. I see na ye tobacco be 8 cities as at 2022. Ne tobacco be 8 cities. I see red bristle brush no, a street brushes no, ne tobacco be 30 cities. I see spade a shovel no, ne tobacco be 25 cities. When you bet me a buso, and then a boy saying, I see rake, you know, near tobacco be 25 cities. I see wheelbarrow, no, near tobacco be 280 cities. And then wheelbarrow, the same.
Yeah.
I see pickers, no, a picking road, no, near tobacco be 20 cities. I see road cones, no, a reflective cones, no, near tobacco be 45 cities, 50 pesos. Or say Cutlass, no, a year Langa, no, near tobacco be 22 cities. Or say basket, no, near tobacco be 10 cities. Or say head panel, near tobacco be 14 cities. As a 2022 figures, no okay. And to reason on the 2024 figure number, and I just mean say, or say as a 2022, no, brooms no near 8 cities. 2024 year 17 cities. Or say a year street brush, no. 2022 near 30 cities, and then 2024 near 40 cities. Or see spade in near 25 cities in 2022, and near 67 cities. Or see rake no near 25 cities as at 2022, and near 55 cities. Wheelbarrow no, or see near 280 as at 2024 year 520. Or see pickers no as at 2022 near 20 cities, and then 65 cities. Was it a year road cones, no? As at 2022, now 45 cities, 50 pesos. To see an 55 cities. Or see Cutlass and Langa, no? Now 22 cities as at 2022. To see a 2024, no? Now 50 cities. ɔse basket no na yɛ 10 cities in 2022 see a 53.87 basket o head pan no ɔse na a 14 cities in 2022 2024 na 65 cities ɔse motorized tricycle no na yɛ 22,000 in 2022 as at 2024 na 28,000 ɔse hand gloves no na yɛ 15 cities as at 2022 after about 22 cities in 2024 Wellington boots no ɔse na yɛ 45 cities in 2022 after about 130 cities in 2 years time 2024 no ɔse safety boots no na yɛ 240 as at 2022 after about 250 the safety boots no they say price no anko ba bia reflective jackets no na yɛ 25 cities in 2022 2 years later a 50 cities uniform no na yɛ 200 cities nso ɔkyerɛ baabi kɔm cotton uniform no na 200 cities no afei about 316 cities in 2024 afei na ɔyɛ comparative analysis bi sɛ ɔbɔbɔ Ghanaian security companies bi ni is it fair say in the comparative analysis ɔbɛbɔ saa Ghanaian companies no
ɔfɛ anka yɛn kɔ so na yɛn pɛ saa figures na wɔ ɛto hɔ no na mfa nyɛ analysis financial analysis I want you very important
it security company baako ɔse o deploy security ni baako bi ya akɔyɛ adwuma a sika a wɔgye per month no ɛyɛ 1,950 it is a security company a deploy obi obo company ni din but a deploy obi say onkonko guard obi fi onko guard office bi a 1 month no ono no 850 na ye tua for sweepers no ono security company ni je 1,950 no watibi no tua security ni ne ka osabo another security bo akososo age 1,900 security company baako ba another one so je 1,900 baako so je 1,800 baako je 1,700 baako je 1,650 and a baako de from Kurano age 1,500 no the comparative analysis security for no company need to people say uncle hwe obi fia and uncle hwe obi officer these are the figures omo gene busumi bia and on so all hwe sweepers no so no ono hwe so de ne de na 850 no and o yes comparative analysis the way forward no yan hwe the road is your face
Baba, your friend is saying, we share analysis na akoso na. Me baby na me interest to me pese e say ye ho. Unse wo say
na ye kan wo mo fi ni first na e ma mo nka.
Wa fa me no mo nya understanding no. Because na Zoom Lion afternoon shift no tuya 342. Yes. So 342 in addition to 258 no na saa ehɔ no ɛyɛ no na all commit no ho ana because and reflect your contract no mo say bia obi kɔ afternoon shift a ɛso no jeto no ho sɛ obi tua 342 nti ɛhɔ no na source no ɛyɛ de free sika bi mu na no de tua
contract no man kwan sɛ on tua supervisors bi ka nti sa supervisors nso ka say ono kura de ni sika no obenya no emu 50 cities eka supervisors no it is the same sika no a odi 50 cities can supervisor no
anu bi na o yi
in case say obi koye afternoon shift now they really need to get something done
na so yi bi di tua
342
no
ekoko so nipa e be a 6 match ye bibi because the actual work done no I see ekoko hwe it be a watena ho a na de na ka akire a na bi o see ka so okay obi nkoye part time obi nkoye adwuma
it na say part time ni nyina fall within
ono
ni sika na o gene mo no okay na we ready krata bi from Kofi Japan if I would say ka say kwa akire kro mbewa enti o hwe Kofi
minka bi kakra nje o say Adakabri can't you ever do your presentations without stretching your vocal nerves to their breaking points? Horrible.
Yes, I'm crying.
Tell it, obey you, dear.
I'm your bonnet, so on your say.
Now you say the same person. I said, I didn't know. As Antiman Pond, Dasibre, Ekro, Nambetina Hano, man, Casa Dasibre. Who did the German conquer said that's a breako? When you mean him point him and them? When him a yen and not just him and him and point him, I wouldn't want them. Miss me, mamma, and not just him out. Oh, I found some trouble. What it? Ubia Beca, Menin and not man point him and Timotino. Be careful as some be man. Nana man point him and so no. Nidia and then not just him, and not just him as your mamma precope. So, ya muni Ginny Panco bro. Mum pie many penny. Mamma one pie said there be any pump and non car dear. Edu harbe breno. Ati. Yeah. I didn't my bet nas in a man can say. Dear Simon Pony. You're running James Mensa. Oh, okay. Be a negative one.
Wafa, I think so. What kind of crowd be a Kofi Japan a Troy? Ne time or the command Zoom Lion campaign. FSC and they say 1 with the 3 beneficiaries. 300. Yeah. And now upon reply, no. Zoom Lion mum crash suggested say beneficiaries in 500 Ghana cedis instead of 300 one proposal from the agency.
And a consensus about 420.
420. Okay, sad differentials no. Na etesen ye between 500 na we are tier free. Say sika kro ye mu ana said ye be Zoom Lion no so be ko nanim.
In that same letter no. Omo can say agents ni be tuaka direct.
Yes.
It that is agents no ko tuaka direct. Na who tuaka direct tuya no 420.
Okay.
Now who crack as a cameraman 300.
Okay.
Oh, money 420.
Okay.
Na juma no ye no edimu money 420. Na fe no hwes ekwan be fa so a we nya 420 ndi amano.
Okay. Internet just know this time around na dey a Zoom Lion sika ekwa no na sinchen. E do agency na so kope sika wo di betua. Okay, 90 variance bi wo ma wo agency na wo akopede ya so na wo atua e de ama beneficiaries no. Okay, all right, nti e hono so ate na eno no na ebisa se wo bisa question bi o sa briefing we basintele nyaaya na be no we have not been told.
Eno ni ade a wo se yakone yakobo kokoko.
All right, nti o de
ebisa no se die ne Kofi Japan ka kire wo
ye fensi ya
na basintele time wo ko Facebook live no na wonim sa ade we ya na
because o Troy ba ye no eno no aka say o amanfo say nhia no.
Yes,
no ba be Facebook live. Yes. And this vital information when to man provider of am
and is kan onum no say ko kan we
ono na so boy amane ono say boy amane say ono kra ko Troy say ne ma meji 250 kra nye ne de no
osenka
esa kwa kaso ade no kra na ban dada na etwa mu no atro kra ta bi kra say ye ntua mo 300
ama kanta proposal ba say ye 420
ye 420 with the per consensus 420 it is a 420 no kwan ben so na be fa so obetu as 420 no but rather he didn't give us this information provided that say be na oni ana say it wasn't captured in the transition report ana etu we nyina no basintele nyina say bisa no questions. Yeah.
That was young compare. Papa ni brand to tumfidie ne van gosi wo. Na ye musa no we.
Oh yeah, public figure na on ma mechiche.
And so timi chire mo because wo basintele the amount for kana ye mu bi kura get radio so ye ka tro mo say the amount okay. Ade na ente sa amount for di atem no. Wo to also ababa be kami.
Ofa onim ni nyina
aye politics no. Ye hu say na krata bi ko so me na mi di mo.
Onim ni nyina aye politics.
So now, when we say it, you have to come and explain because we're back, baby. I'm telling you, through me, yes, there be our back. So there's your boat, Timpan, 10 near and 5 program is as 7. So you have to come and explain. And yet this time around, so I go do until you should come and explain. That is it. That is how it's supposed to be. Because we say, well, I didn't hear Shasi Kanina, you move in a human here, no. So, would you be more? Obeti etira no di watem so atem de no so ebeka so occupational hazard anti da bia yanko so ane yankyira de papam no obi nko so ani atem yeso ye nipa iteto de bia wo pam ya ye beba so it was a vital information we wo information yin mai ana amafo kagum ana 250 ana ne yeka so 250 amu okay ade no enti sao eti monya motre ne yanhwehwe ade no mu ya ne ya fo se Zoom line o ya de bi na enye en ye betenetene a na ya tenetene na de koyenim but we shouldn't just say it like that say na 250 onti this vital information there. I think I'm calling on Basintele to respectfully omra bonten na ombechire mu ebi onya se information no or the beye adwuma on fan ye adwuma na ye end this discussions no. I think that is my opinion over.
Constituency chairman ba akoso de aba NDC gas and propaganda.
Area constituency chairman.
Tema West MPP constituency chairman.
Kwasipo kuti etinka ana ye buru ni go forward. Ya bitaw be ma be so. E ja sa wo samo
kudi aba ofasulu.
Ora ye can business asem. We say the cash PPPs. No. Na Ghanaian private capital. How can we leverage to help the Ghanaian economy without the challenges EBR Ghanaian companies no come? What here the akosui? Solomon Husu is a businessman. Oha. Benesari is a businessman. Oha. Yentie dear Solo Obeka.
Over my case.
The baby phone line is my Indian so move.
The local woman say we are seeing microbia were developing. You are the private capital developing. Oko Dubai, Oko Hong Kong, Oko Hin, Oshe Ekwaya.
Ano man is swimming.
Akwaya kesi aye nyina aban ansa na won jeje to na onka se wenya woto nyina aboa no se okwa ko development na ewiase ase enti aban ahodo nyina no omo yes a PPP arrangement angran credit omusika ba ebe hyem ebe prefinance a aban jeje ne to wi a na wode atua omuka sa na ma wiase ni nyina. In fact Ghana baby e wo sisi ye ye wa IMF no, the PPP arrangement is the best arrangement ebetumi amia ye development abra yenyai ohwa ya kwan ye kwantempon akra kumasi anwe ne se esuo yi akra flawo ene Cape Coast yentumi nyina de omune se aban etwa se obeje ne to no de akwakoye abrase ma ankrankra no ene aban be course arrangement ya na enkabo se de bia no na construction ni development koso eno na koso a ebe ma carpenter ni anya adwuma, mason anya adwuma, driver ni anya adwuma, o ma eton nioma wo kwan so anya aton nioma bebre na nioma akonanim abrani nyina de ya na mehu ne se ekrom ha no esanse engofo dodo na anya business ni nti no over any business yi se o driver me ma typical example o driver twie bia o truck wa kwaji invoice no hu se ebia ye ma 10,000 cedis a immediately driver na dwene se sika ni nyina ye wodia ni wura fisa car na wo timu no ye to fuel de gu mu ni wura fisa sa type ya ofre car owner se beto tie ni wura fisa clutch se ya car owner na ekwakoto eni tina ni wura fi ni ho na wo hwe sika na ye de bra no gwa no wadi nka de buwa o me car owner de oska sani ye ho esema wa brusi e wo senka Ghana ena awie obi abo anan ekohwe bebi azum line wo na so waka asematia na ode achopa koma no na ye pane cho se omfiri o man because clearly o ken kan yoma o hwe logistics na ode manu a ade obekwa akoto bia no so okobo obesia insihu si hu se track ana ode man ya track no maintenance o kan no se maintenance ene ka wo ono ane beye insurance a e wo tracks ho ono ane beye se bibie si wo mu a ono ane eye na ne nyina mu no ubo se wasanso akobo besia ene interest rate a ye giro kromo ayesen policy rate na kasa in 2022 to 2024 ne ye ka ko be 27%. Only risk profile ka ho a e ba be si be 30% plus and it is a me makwa akobo besia na me dia ba be sa de we ya dia me de ju bia no plus 30%. Esanso we a wuntua ne kantem and untino obo se de bia sika no e ma me di nsa no interest rate awe no ana inflation so ayedai asanso edi no na che se wunyo obi a wo ye odwene oman ho a
ma me break akra bi na the finance minister then ye can kojuban radio yeah. But implementing ministry no so no the then employment minister na Abubakar Siddique Boniface enti Abubakar Siddique Boniface no was it normal year ken no as the rolling nipa or rolling up the whole program no he has a comment
fantastic. To make Emmanuel rich no kwa
ye Ghana ye
very important
bia no kro ni
in fact one of the capable ministers at that time
yes Assalamu alaikum Alhaji Boniface.
Wa alaikum salam.
Right. Boniface, what that room? 2006. When I was share me rolling out employment sanitation modeling.
Yeah.
And ne yapasi nya ho ntiase say one a proper public places any streets no can they be considered essential services given our description of nurses, doctors, police, soldiers as essential services? You bet me a describe sankrofo no say omo essential services for.
Absolutely. Very, very important. Is it you are describing one as essential services sector? In the sense that ma 1 week ma proud Ghana. The minu bet me atna. Yaria basa eba. Ain't me and so. In any case, my main chose had the start here. Or Mampeni President Kufuor Nyamishirano. Before Bebano unemployment rate, especially with the youth, is very high. Now, yet now, one day, and I roll out 8 modules. 8. And you're back home.
8.
Zoom lie on the 8. Zoom lie on the 1 year sanitation. Here were youth in agriculture, youth in community policing, youth in teaching, in tents. Nina 118. That could roll out. Ewo Kaukudi Park. The Okaya President Kufuor Aliu Mama Medaso or pictures. One day, and I roll out. Now, who just 7 now Zoom Lion DNA? So important. Even Metesina Mokase, you have 50 cities. Now, dear woman say, in fact, government has been initially near Niska. What we decided was that young committee at the common fund, national health insurance, get fund, government services, and investment, government investment. Men are mature, catching the president services, government services, and investment, and yet possible because we share. Chiremeda government budget are balanced. Letter from Minister of Finance say this year you're cutting services by 10%, 15%. In the same Albania Sikamo, say who budgeted for the sanitation. How will you do it? Into when you know I improve a bedroom. You started with 50 cities. Now who share the excitement, employment, amount for Ghana. Not the way I stand amount for Brabo. You can see, said, time changes because time revolves, a dynamic. From 2006 to 2008, all the way to 2012. Still no much year, I think, is it 2010, no much year, 50 cities. Later, no moves now, the cost of living. They were cheating the people. I see here check it. Zoom Lion as a person or as a company, no. For a service provider, it will only be different from workers, you know. Government and say government a committee will increase your salaries. And yes, Zoom Lion. Zoom Lion is an entity. What ye Juma? Na Juma ne say me expect for Juma intimidate with services. Send now Benjamin. No more tenacity. More tenacity. No more settle at a common point. But the problem is that there are a lot of people who want to do Zoom Lions work. Just want to need that expertise. Into all the time, there's a problem.
So the way forward, since September, there isn't any contract or framework governing Jumaya Omo Ayin. Na arrest wom up to September 2024, arrest up to 18 months. And from September, Omugusu ye giving almost essential services for him. And Omugusu ye, I will be entry sikam famobia. What do you propose we should do about conundrum here? Yabe doing?
Yeah, immediately the washer silence means consent. The buying cash here, it means buying Zoom Lion indirect go ahead approval. But I will advise, yes, sir, at the end of the time, Zoom Lion be preparing the bills about. I remember in those days, I'm sure let them when I check the woods and I say no. Anytime you be Zoom Lion, there must be auditing. Auditing no bebano a better say a month for my juma. Say about for that Minister of Finance through local government. Not Minister of Finance, I effective payment direct at the amount. Won't buy me ministry and catch over discount. That arrangement, I remember I did that. I don't know whether they still do that. But it is very, very important that all the stakeholders. They say, me say more fair, but entirely. As you on Zoom Lion, ethnas normal not there. They as being one of Basintali is the government representative. Indians who were audited and now I review that contractor. One chair near ma, or no say at those normal back to a compromise. And yes, sir, at the end of the day, since Zoom Lion that's is also piling bills. By the end of the day, we need to conscience one year Juma. Most stop on it means mama approval indirectly. It's a very, very important thing. Immediately, but entirely as I know him, were very effective and very fast. One more organizing meeting, one more Zoom Lion, and the Ministry of Employment, no maintenance, no more share the right thing that has to be done. Definitely, there should be a compromise. No better to a pointer. We need better to agreement.
Especially say, evidence indicates that YEA and what for beneficiary no, and the way you issue letter, where issue ID card the amano. Into by September 2024 now extension no eson ye no. Ne se percent Zoom Lion be ye adwuma ne bi mu a Zoom Lion is in chain. Why did you not write to the beneficiary no to terminate or end the agreement? I want to know the free necro no menya responsible for your continued employment. One should be here and we jana was
at that point at that time no farmer no. It was some kind of political idea to war people. So we said that to be a MPBA at the Nkrofo Ebeko Akokachon Nkrofo Yasi Fawamo. So they were picking them. Most of them approval. Akodaho, appeals Abedaho. And yeah, Zoom Lion fault. Because he's a service provider. Moment go ahead and once also. But the point in this say, maybe emphasis in this say, more at disturbance on Zoom Lion say because there's no competitor. Competitor also no Oniska and also a influencer man for the Montreal letter. Montreal letter so yeah the Jumano Mawa after I will forward as Zoom Lion or say open the tipper, open the 6 feet at the track. All these things doesn't work. It's good. Competition is very good. It brings peace. It brings development. But the point in this is we should be careful. We should be able to do in such a way that all the competition for bar, you don't bring them into one region. Who spread the one? This is where you begin. Now Myanmar started to develop, but I don't know, Ghanaians here yet thinking sometimes sometimes we judge things on political on personal view. And not necessarily yes, sir. You can imagine Accra, Ghana is becoming neat with the help of the sanitation company. Into ADAKABRI. Yes, sir. The other thing I can call for is maybe a dialogue. One meeting, some people to come and meet and sit down. No one share exactly what we need to solve all these problems.
It can finally, Honorable Boniface Abubakar, you bet me I started from a letter dated May 2024, amendment to the contract. No, YEA proposed 300 cedis for the beneficiaries. YEA proposed decoupling payment of the beneficiary through Zoom Lion. So onua betua direct name wotua Zoomlion logistics and management fees. Zoomlion was given period to respond. Zoomlion proposed that 300 no krano is na kamoma omo 500. Then omo dwendwene ho ano agreed something in the region of 420. Meanwhile, why Zoomlion accepts that why you bet you omo directly omo 420.
Checking the 50 and bringing it to present value. I don't think even 400 will be enough amount. At least between almost 500, almost settle on 600 for maybe 40 years. Because we work out. Now we share transport nipa professor and the aqua copra. No asanfa through asanko. At least each day we best spend 20 cities.
It is the currency fluctuations, any depreciation. You'll be looking in the region of beyond 600 cities. Somebody is proposing 750 cities.
Wonderful. So, when you see, to get somebody to also work hard and give you work that has value, work that will be appreciated, you also have to give him value for money. So, money is car,
just a quick comment on PPPs, public-private partnership. How can we leverage on private capital to advance the Ghanaian economy?
In fact, it's one of the fastest ways to develop the private sector very fast, because this is a kind of public-private partnership. Very wonderful. Sometimes they say, "Yampa Zoomlion, the government Zoomlion, I want to track. I want all the necessary inputs. And one more partner, maybe he has the equity. Government has money. And with his equity, you can help him move faster. Two, most of the times, why most governments prefer PPP is the fact that when you hand over everything into the hands of government, idea ever lasted, say, 10 years will only last for 2 years. Because that person managing it is managing it at the same time indirectly sending your equipment outside to go and do some job for himself. And in the end, you don't get value for money. Two, the growth of that company will not go of government and actually. Now, so say a private no who say no kwa ni bibia at that so 1 year government is pushing into no year or born homebody side that at the end of the day, government at every point to be that relationship could be about maybe 10 years, 20 years. Now government are handing over money. That is how you have this kind of partnership that helps. And you're very, very good.
Right.
That kind of thing now. ADAKABRI, now can say by now, government Emma one Zoomlion so also be there no there. One must Zoomlion and not any private company who call into partnership with them. No one almost support, no one guide you almost. Through 5 years, 10 years, no one winning yourself out of it. No one or no private company no I take you over. That is how it works. And it will help Ghana in particular because we share Ghanaians, we are very good as far as private sector is concerned. We will help Ghanaians Takra Obetmia Asoriana. Say government and use way. No one check it. Ghana, we are not poor.
It is like you use private capital and in leverage on NAPCO. Who's NAPCO Kagu?
NAPCO in particular not there. Because you have very experienced people to handle it. Now, almost handles they are tied to the private, the support from government and then from a private entity. Now, NAPCO are working under youth employment. Go back and check. That is what we call intern. Limit time intern no. Me check you CV. Why we are gone? Why economics? Let me the work of bank. And I'm in the Wobeko Controller and Accountant General's Department. Who we are 2 years attachment now. The first engagement of controller, one year CFA first, because 1 year experience. The working experience they need is to get somebody on a minimum of 3 years working experience. Who's why a junior controller for 2 years? plus your national service. 3 years. So what is your problem?
Okay.
So it's sometimes, a binary, and we are, well, it's good to Alan say, constitutional review and amendment, changing some parts of the constitution. And yes, a very, very easy for a lot of things to be done.
Right.
At least government by 5 years, who much your mama 5 years. Now at least, well, you have 2 years for the Iron appointment, 3 years for the Yenejuma. You see how Ghana will change.
Right. Honorable Boniface, there was a pass at what you put in India, man. Yes, sir.
But at least something to help Ghana there.
Yo. Boniface Abubakar Siddiq, why MP, our Salaga, why MP, our Madina, why employment minister, why Zungu minister, why it is why. In fact, could have finance bag and why Minister of Finance.
Hard-working ministers this country.
And I friend saying, who develop baby or Madina conference one, who develop the acquiring BBA momo, a regularized electricity in BBA maomo. Recent time we to abano. The na or no ye MP in the name of MPP no. Now where Hunu Adiana Boniface aye, it be a Boniface Bua woman, and also a coho, a reminder woman. Say, Abana na Boniface woman, partner na Boniface woman. I will buamo, ye makama or buamo, a electricity buyer, or buamo din so buyer no. Mina me jinemu, at the mamma says, the referee went to me about only to my aunties.
Anybody Mammy Timfrio, everybody got castle, so car, a bad benefit to Roland to maintain. What must you?
Yet to bomb the Mocasa Boniface.
And so Kaya go to Mano. No more 10 years. So
one district. The quick one. Now walk out because maybe your phone line. So clearly, walk out there Ben Bani be.
I mean, to clearly Zoom Lion and small minor pa. Yantias say businessman be a cobo busy, be no our money making machine. I wanted them more. Would it Jessica now or the ebidigman? Yeah, Omunako Bank, no Macobo Bessia. Na yɛde nsi ho ama ɔmo na ɔde ababa be ye aban dwuma no na ɛkyire aban gege to no na ne nsaka ɔde akwakotua ne ka ɛba saa no a hwɛ ofa asem a yɛkia na ɔka sɛ ba na cross it to almost 600. He's right. 50 cedis in 2006. Offer dollar no 1:1. Say $50. And the $50 almost 750 cedis. So what you say?
Chris Addo also offer the contract was subject to public tendering. And 4 companies in Ghana were shortlisted. Zoom Lion Ghana Limited emerged as the most capable. There's no monopoly here. Anyone who has capacity should have stepped forward.
Of our capacity. Yani a year watching. One capacity says also trucks. Only your friends say, baby, your friends waste disposal.
Engineered landfill site.
Landfill site. And Tiani a teacher to a yampiana. Who win your business that now to a yampia? We say, a your turn idea. A Ghana new business here come once.
Zoom Lion let me out to the boy say, ye bought the free fear. Na kitten Bolacano. No more de accord a year baby omo the temporary hold ball.
Yes.
Na oma compactino. To omo compactino. Na fe ye the accord baby on be sorting out. Almost sorting out up to 62% of your ball so no. No more to me sort no more acquire fertilizer. Now bisusu metals, bisusu plastics. No more you are fair near the accord the final disposal site no. And why na yes and money.
No, for the point is that ya na you refuse him. Answer na Zoom Lion ebe bag on my mu abedi e ball like hudwa. Na yet be at say. Na sanitation issues net to say. Eduma o mababedi yes on to me 100% say ye nyina ye ni gina dwuma but e wo se bebia e touch ma no ne aka kire no no aye in terms of the contract it is so clear say one ye adwuma one use ka management fee waje eno kura so wasa kire mu aban wa ye kire ne say logistics a obefa bia fa ba kire me tinye say first man ka wa kwose bebia ka say mama logistics wo we wo koto sa dia ba ba kire wasa kire obuo a praye shovel bibia e costo on your debut. It is yentia obia or praka year. Why yen also opeta the sikim. now why you so the entia want to intia kese ne say taxes are ye tua no man no e na be kire so betua pejima na so otumi pejim overworking omo rely on common fund e na enye omo sika meboa common fund so every the consolidated fund so ye to a ye tua no man e na ye di bi kogum ti se so to ni so a want to mean tua nipa na wo pra no so kese and let's be fair to ourselves so 4 hours sika no enimu but ye kra ye ho na kopem mra o man no be ko nanimu a ye betumi apagam
but in real terms 50 cedis in today's 12 years later 50 cedis about saying
you have 750 cedis
12 years later no
yes
50 cedis no say 750
yes
so why are we not calculating it on that
and no na also timino say me zoom lion I'll go on that tangent but be at say bia no say the contract expire September 2024 watumi aye adwuma be say who is asking say if an onya sika because me na me bank me financing na I will stop financing him if there is no contract existing na say one man me tua sika oba beji a metumi ayere wo o tia say if say ono no ebeko bank with sa off takers agreement contract oni wa yie wo ena odebe ni nyina so dia ko bank akwaje besia now contract ani wa yie ono emra na so edidi apa na o se me gina so sa koso adi sika ma na so to koso adi kokko ekodi uduma
almost 18 months untria naka
o tia say
won so no from September no when you should letter anka say what terminated the appointment
but over here no I sound so the so born communication outfit and some shots yes fly nyina zoom lion maintain so bia na maintain say oba be sie bi won mo agra the emotions so far all the emotions but no oh a solid document is say would to me a fakobo pa na wo mo abetumi aba be kirekire mu nsem no a kirekire mo ma nipa ne demonize no
so tanko bo me pa o
na adwuma wo ye na wie so fia na say zoom lion time the company nya kwase management na wonya hu because the way the wie say obi a on for emotions enye otan hunu enye say obi a hu say zoom lion and the wo de community eya o ya say bia wo ye na wo hwe say adwuma we na wo die a eboa Ghana wo be hu say adwuma so enu ti say insemu nyina na wo sa document we na ato na untumi mammeka ana wo tena na zoom lion akwada kora na ya twapia ana wo ka ne ho nsam ya ase die nipa bone for bonsam bia ya be fa ne so medi Ghana adwuma na kire say one boy because mind you zoom lion started from Kofuomre so or survival under Professor Mills a survival under John Mahama a survival under Kufuado na under John Mahama na sa kwaba there is nowhere omunya beka say enipa bonefo na omo de omo ba omo na jumla atu akoko bribe omo te say de eken na omunyina atiase it means they are doing he's doing something enye easy
ma uni ben say Ghanaian businesses how we treat Chama, you be phone line.
Asemna na me ofa achirechiri mu no na ofa ne ne wo mu an say no mo pese o mo ma Zoom Lion company no eluku bad na omo emagana for ehu say ese obu oman no efa so a che say openu hunya esene ankra na oman no ma no eyi edie no enana koma so but ofa asemu ene wa chirechiri mu ha ne document awde amayi se wo hwe mu pa de a na se ye Zoom Lion abaso ofa wo hwe e car Zoom Lion ebo no ofa enu na me hu se enipa wa employ wo mu mamu a almost 65,000 people
and the other companies
we cry Zoom Lion waste management in Hong Kong call staff no 4,000 and now the the project staff for omo so 55,000 wa employ omo ye adwuma wo Zoom Lion no e ho ne nko a how many companies and the Ghana ha no a omo timi employ nipa on one model project almost 70,000 people now we num nyina private company and aban no wa ho den yesai and we timi dia employ nipa ne bebre and na wo hwemu a abra 2016 kura no new government ba ya na Nando Dankwa Akufo-Addo send you read document no na sika etu omo no 120 Ghana cedis enti utimi hu say Zoom Lion so a champion the interest of ne workers and as beneficiaries no a champion amene from 120 na about 250 meanwhile 258 meanwhile aban ne ka say opeso opejam de 300 cedis meanwhile Jum Lion na wo so ye nipa monini na onwene wo man no no ono a propose say either see ebetu ya 420 and 500 enti wono ne aban when na dwiri nipa na ye adwuma no.
Did you know so are proposing 420 to 500?
I know this one I know for a fact. Me checks and sign ameba me frɛ Japan ne penny for ne baako e ma omo ti ase say omo ne no agree say ka yentua nkosi because why models na ɛwɔ ɛhɔnom no the maximum pay omo tua 500 cedis enti omo ne ka say ko omo betua Zoom Lion for no so ka no akɔ 500 and omo hwe omo niam mu no na kyerɛ say just 3 years enti any omo started with 300 cedis then and Zoom Lion mom propose say sanet ye dia yentua omo 420 Ghana cedis eno na no omo ka ho asem a aban sesa e de bae enti se waba na wo ye CEO ofa enti wo pese bas intelligence wo kire say sa document yi a wo de aba hai yamfa ama na ansa na obedi akọ ene adwuma be na oye ho se we need this document na se watimi aba be gina bonti aba be ka say on renew contract because 250 Ghana cedis a yetua ma ne maame ne papa nom no esua enti ansa na wo be renew no this your page one dey be page of a 250 no one dey be page mu akọ nanim
nya wo ankasa
wo enti se wo kura no
enti na president no so can say 80% ye dey be ma assembly ni direct
yes
na why so no ye ja kakra bi de ato de ama no to afa on na be giska free common fund for no atua beneficiaries no direct on fan Zoom Lion
of a that time we almost signed this 2 years contract you move sika no from 180 na by 250 no na ribalo no near turn say na 280 Ghana cedis 1 year later no na ribalo no every 280 no e kwa 350 cedis and na me no ka say 550 cedis and Zoom Lion they provide this anyama ni nyina Wellington boot any idea I work any na that time now almost sign contract no na ye less e kwa nanim no ebu ani peja kwa nanim a e this same company na ye manage na ono akwaje ne bosia e de ye adwuma no ono a ne be say nke the increment na be ba da so ono a ne betua enti ade enti ne yama na look say Zoom Lion
Frederick Owusu Champon was the company since September has no contract with the government but a company is being owed up to 2 years is still trying their best to work for free, pay its workers, etc. I think they deserve more credit than shaming.
Yes, offer Zoom Lion there. O share ene ada enyuma wa ye wo mamu hanuma. Wa ye one company and now one person just pon. I say ye born abasu yie pa. Because that time no, na ye youth employment na adwuma eni wonti na ye papa boniface mo de sa idea we ba you. Se ne be ya o man no mu te no. Na you to know so asa anya adwuma eye
yemi phone na
tell say dey na hwe nso say is it true say am pass nipa 45,000 and a year adwuma na because why year or may have an issue
and no yes who why you know validation
you try the pegu mu hono make charge 45,000
no
why you say you 45,000 okroma
basically say wono na so o mai
what take hono mu Zoom Lion na fedipa and why year follow 45,000 ma fedipa ho
They say Zoom Lion fedipa na
yemi phone na
omo regulate omo no ye why under why
and for say why year na fedipa na ma Zoom Lion
no ono omo aye
yes yemi phone line yemi phone line yemi phone line
number 45,000
yemi phone line
yemi number ya
yemi phone line
ya Zoom Lion
yemi
obuboa wo fa we pa dia na duma na sam national service dey bi no me wa o
over when you contrary to the via
yemi phone line ka yemi phone line ka
what why ye
yeah 0302 because yam fan say edu ba bi so a solo ya na sansem we mu no say who was sitting government no handle the year so a communications for no church and semu be bi so a expose government no it have one
but expose government the better you see what far say one name one shame Zoom live atena me aburu ne yemu a te ho wo so wo communication department to amote isa corporate communication dia no mo ye mo tumi awo ha ma jari mo tie yi aduma ho de be so mo sa na aduma
bi on ma ya kasa no de ya kafa ball ahunti no ani sika na
mo te to atiti sika kase bi free me ko Zoom live na kasa
0302 257902
where time was be tiaka
0302 257902 0302 257902 and I say 0302 243540 0302 243540. No emotions, clearly our understanding of the prevailing circumstances are mabunu and mrewa and nkokra ebenya adwuma. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ADAKABRI.
At your frosting. Chamajo ni ana.
Bright now, ADAKABRI.
You mienti we.
We share your Zoom live papaya. Juma iwayache. Ena itasa ya ken nano. Enye papa ene employ omo. Ana me pacho enye sanete.
Sanete enyo na employ omo.
Nti se nya onu so na eti omuka.
Ebi.
Nti di na akwa eti se de o ye pese ye taki papa ni ti se onu na ye boni bi a o ntia ejuma ye fo nipa na ya fo omo ejuma no ye ti omuka yi. Because o she papa na wa boa pa o. O she anka nya onu anka ye bola asema e wo man we mu. Sila ye gusu e bre wo bola asemu. Enti ye hwe se ye beboa papa no bo na etuma ye so ye no wetimi atumfon na ye pe Ghana fo epe Ghana ni ye etuma na ye pe se ye bre nipa na ye man nipa ne bafom sa de ye njai na boa papa no timi ye etuma no na fambo o man no
yo ye de wase 0302 243540. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ofa.
Anyini
Ofa uni abema Francis atamesomu amasama afa ona unam tifeni
nyame adome ye ho ye
Ofa alade ntu nkwanam ama uni obless on faso omen kwishira wasefo ye ne je ho pa ko waye adwuma from Hot FM and Force FM edi wachi ache Ofa alade nshira ho Ofa me de medwunu ho amentia so efini mmene ye dodo Ofa woni ni se wo kokokodu La Pata, Ufini boy dancing begani, a book right. I call platformers one what turning the call George Bush was of a camera ball, Kosha ball a go of Ralph Sama, no the cocoa Casua Bumudu, we have to go, Kosha ball a go of all the family dancing, traffic and I see Kosha ball a go. Media do a cry, he said, Skitty come and a woman far back, want to because Mimiki Amuka, then who knew fast war. Essentially, say, skate come on the ball, one at the ball a go. Now, who is in charge? I was of a Malam of Uncle Balia, a baby person of Bessim more second, of a Kosha Supi, and to me, task pay and a penny for money at the end. One year, the bank offered the coming class at that DSC from Balia of Ambacho and Ampanam Gasa.
I am moving Moving Kabi, Facha moving soon Kabi, a brand new site here, moving soon Kabi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ADAKABRI Frimpong Manso, Ozuma.
And you mean Tiway?
Medawase, we a Dr. Newman, the Tama Committee 2.
Into
a honorable John Bodu and honorable Mr. Watkinson and Anna Kay and Choma Gradeski. Pina, na menu kwa ni zula yo asem kaze se ke takwa ne ke ye ka bitla o se ka ye nya ye ya no bu aban so na ban tumi ya ajiba na pedia de ba no e de zula yo o ka so ka ne hawa wo no femu a masa e ko bia be so ma no so e de ka se mini so te step wa ka be so ma me man zula yo body bo bon Ghana se ne ono anke free Ghana e free do ko ye se yi no ko bo adofo you know e kaman yo ye ni e huni Zuma yo boy ma yo ban ye ho atikata ye bo ye de ni pra ko so Zuma yo so say won mu na nya na ban ye inu mi na nya ban ye aba no one Zuma what you mo no fa mo workers what you chom ka se nko no pe se o chom ka no ke den sa no no pe no e so aba no no be tra ka na si say Zuma so on so bom bi on the equipment o mo de ban na on e to ɔno wɔ sɛ tue sika nti so aba no so eti ɛmɔ zuru ayɛ aba so na ɔyɛ adeɛ so sɛ dapɔ ɔne na edwuma ɛfɔlɔmɔ ayɛ adeɛ yɛn kan fɔ ɔmɔ adakabe.
yɛrɛ wa se 0302 257902. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ADAKABRI.
When you patch your frosting.
We are just watching you.
Echi, mienti we.
Adaka, so we dear. Zoom layo, I do want to direct a you business. And see, I did a my game was in a chair my game. ADAKABRI, Argentina, Zoom layo, your service provider. Ono mean fully direct. No trying to panic direct. No trying to benefit Nini Bibia direct. No politician for them who bet Jimmy. I bet Jim. It's a 10% that's in good there. Now yes, I do my way. Lawyer ni moi. ADAKABRI mentias here.
Yebekusua President. Yebekusua 0302 243540. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Jefferson.
Ajani mo ni mi kasa fro fan ko beria.
Ejaka say.
Yo, oba, adwuma, obo adwuma papa. Enewie. Na ya me kan ya ni say Dr. Sia Japan de. Ya ne no na ye adwuma no. Enti obo no modern papa. Na Ghana wa hu. Ade ya bo anu a. Enka efini nyina nka beko enso ya mo ano mesi ba bia meti onuni pa dasani ti me hye bola pa na obatwa obi da echi no woko container si ya mo fa gogu container na mo so mo fa gogu container ni what you say tell me ka se nsuo to mfie bola gogu kotem na ye no kure adi je gogu nyina to ku to we school ameti mu ha se bola pa ni nyama ni nsuo pa test ku mu afa no na usha na awere ho na buja zenti school ni
okay 0302 257902. Good afternoon.
ADAKABRI, good afternoon.
Baje Frosting.
ADAKABRI na te say me din di mun Kaila Jonas.
Keri mienti we.
ADAKABRI obo ejuma in fact masua pa woni Magdalene ma membo na baso so ene me papa Boniface ebi obi amechia no ADAKABRI unu see UK. Yeah,
line. Juna Fache 0302 243540. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ADAKABRI.
Bache Frosting penny.
Na pacho Lady Cynthia, ADAKABRI.
Ma Cynthia.
Yes, me pacho me story le ya wan kama me ya papa na na ya stroke na hin egu na yire na telo. Ya bo ho ma me why na ya tata se find di ni.
Ati.
ADAKABRI wuni bibi. Mr. John Kumayo film say no oye ejuma youth employment agency for penny.
No NEP NEIP.
But youth employment na
There be entrepreneurial project for.
Okay. Kasemi na na make but
men can find so na e be da menya break akana ya kan papa na no soon why
you mate but
0302 243540. Good afternoon.
Wafe.
Hey.
Wafe.
Yes, John Dramani Mahama so baba ye kwan na twamutafo e de akwado so no ate de.
Wafa, yasi abarifo bu baby. Yasi sabu abrechie, wo so obema fi badura. Ofa Shade Johnson.
Ani say dika.
Wafa.
Mietio nana.
Kwa se sawamu kwan, ada sei na mi kuro bu ko wasa aka kwan.
Asi what the bridge kura baba to so achi man from.
Wafa me say bu beri biem. Abura brechie, wo so obema fi badura Shade Johnson.
We just Kwame Agboja na be chine mu akire yen.
Anyway. Wafa, mamentia wa unia kwa mna bankwa yabu a. Incoming national chairman. Ofa ba bi a party na dunu ya pa mo nyamfo o. A obetima akasa kire grassroots. Amomati bibi ase. Na MPP afa na ntuma papra. Ofa mama ko basam so. Ofa sa be ka kire o. Ye wura John Bremani Mahama ba 3 days papa was started dum so. Anu me no kasa sesi e. Ofa ukwa me kura ko wasa ka zumula yo fo yi djuma. Who na fi awa ko wasa kaka awa gwatam. Ofa ba na shay ani nadia. Ofa o si friends the over the year Roberto ko pia Japan friends Suntele.
Your friend Basintele.
Basintele.
Aye.
Ofa ya ba twa papa na ya djuma. Ye wa John Bremani Mahama won hwa so nya djuma. Adjuma na nadu dan ko kufu ado ko o jade to won. Won to aso won ye ati ni tetu Ghana kwan. Wanya majiwe mapamwe me chiri wenu. Eso ni faso Ghana for to abaman. Wan ko tuo an fa me tu aban am di president. Ofa ye ba sia no. Watin ma kamen se Ghana for ofa wonu me se anu amoto. Obusi yanu yehu anu no. Ofa nyango po isia o.
Right. Enti callers no yenhwe 0302 257902. Good afternoon.
Alhaji Mahmudu ADAKABRI Frimpong Manso. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
ADAKABRI. Allahu akbar. All man bo abasu. Keep the mama bo abasu papa.
Alhamdulillah. As mashallah.
Yeah, Allahu akbar. Wa kanina. Wa kira say o papa ni keep the mama mpa. Yo alaje ADAKABRI. Jestanu batintale osi yenso ni hipa. Omonja doctor Sian Japan na papa ni na jimo. Misi anka ya nya Dr. Sawa Japan wa Ghana halwa. Alhaji Mahmudu anka efia mini wa Ghana halwa papa. Na ketia omu ka se asitie ya na onu na ofia kana. Tesi abai we onu batintale so ma ya campaign se bebro omu nya ajima. Omu be create job pa omu. Ye be sire omu wonu ma ye fa omu ajima omu kete nyanu. Omu hwe omu so anka.
Okay, 2 more callers now for Yemra Studios. As in the around the app. 2 more callers. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. 0302 243540. Good afternoon. Hey, Kofi.
Mahmudu.
Present.
Nada we mwana.
Agolebia. We go be my ya nwanwa ena agoleye na chese wodi say takra no di nu papa mu na papa tine ne papa ye no sa wo kama onye te akola kitra wo hwe papa nani mu ana uzaze da we ye nwanwa na
Aha. Me guess papa ro.
Me Kofi kwato.
Mahmudu. O kai se ye wura se o Japan wo nya problem 209. O kai.
Aye.
Sorry. Chat give me a be say by go see him and so me say from benefit. Oh, ade ya na de tie ne say they say they kenke kwa na be na ya frɛ no wo na yi say ye jo so ne ada nya wo de. That's all. Bibia ni ku siaga intermediate we so I educate you any dana make us be wa mama anka and to me say bibia nya mo wa ko school wa yesei wo be come no la school siaga
Kofi wa yone kan Professor Komi Nini Professor Minimushe
ma bodam professor say ADAKABRI mi siaga ye na ye problem ni na no one more cook school, giddy, what by any money post is yaga. He nim and no any problem. Now, practically, you see a year to my young face is a year to horny. I did not say, the obey my mind and move forward. Obia pedu bedi, if ADAKABRI a cake, quack me how, not meaning, I say, Ubaqua office, not solving Modia to just say, we are singing our Ghana Tosso, Sabi, Mochia. if you see Jimmy Mine.
Finally, every nipa or what enough last studios. Good afternoon.
Oh, you my afternoon. I want to send you.
Yami, we are not way.
Oh, I don't know if you are very much able and quite young.
Ain't you?
One of my queen, my main chair, Dr. Tony Obin. Your mama, Shani, and you, not petroleum help, no, or be more about the upper investors. Not 20,000 acres. No, it made you a big mapa at the Abua petroleum sector. Now, your Mameda was a papa person I watch church here, same because now I'm part of those I had there criticizing the 258 Ghana cities now. I'm part of it. I'm and Rakra for me name McJerry and one some crowd was city. But the another man like what my with McJerry who said, oh, it's in our church, but Moon said, McJerry, or can't send me with passion.
The majority Becasana, the Cabribeca no, the Adacabribeca Sana, majority Becano. Yapon. I'm better not say I'm about him was in a Ugumi was in Masanya and Uguman Massi. Ugumis when Massi will go on Sunny Massi. As you
Jerry is more kind, you're different from the okay. So what you say, and they say, and run there, baby, I need to know propaganda, and we are wiping out. First of all, you apologize.
Apologize.
The Kruma, a new chopper. Which I say, you probably are right, and now you're wrong. To be apologize, my Jerry, Miss Rowe.
Tell me, my dip him.
That's what you did. You now go blame. Yes, and your man. Yes, and you didn't answer. You didn't answer. Now, Zoom Lio and a media, yes, me. I said, me, yes, Menquaji in the shade. I've been a work credit on no town company in Yalima or Munyu. A Juma Wayama wine for the first time. Syria policy. Found your radio stations, Cockacase, and a Zoom Lion in Pabonio. Also, churches, and then confirm say, and confirm what you. I'm telling you, a year me receive what I say. After what now, communication outfit, public relations. Now, dear, we were contract with the winning. Now, to me, Canamo to one abusumi biamu GPA. Now, Zoom Lion, who Cheske go and answer the minipa. The baby, I didn't know. She me, I can make clean. Head must roll. Can be rolling from head to toe. Some much hama, a bontin soon, Yakwa document. May I show brow brands and a wunyasa contract. Yani do baby, what you mean can't the baby? Now, what you mean? Be what this document is available to Zoom Lion. Yes. Now, moon to mean come once. Now, yeah, the Yanum Castle government to be. And now, government will government. I buy a minimum, you know. Yeah, and you mean, because any do baby, Maliki crash us here, also yet to say there was a contract in place. No, Malik is a victim of God. Let me advise him as a young man. If you try to play to the gallery, say, and leaders lead, they are not led. When I would do any more, you have to be bold. No one catch your party for that. Propaganda, we are my goodness. Zoom Lion 1 year, born you. ABC net here.
Ofasolo one lead chap one never kind.
Because what I was saying, as
Zoom can years to swear. Write up activities on social media. Hey, Malik, I used to do baby one man.
Now, if I want to so no so Mekasa. When catch and so on from Facebook.
Every every Manasseh.
Obi chichire Ninsabo na chi
see you. Ubekwa respond to Manasseh on social media.
And I make us say the corporate governance house is sure there no. Say yen ye na oyesa no a. Ubon say ade ya obeye na expose you. Na nkofo start afi odi bibia ba na nkofo he otre say hey. And na no san ye kodi ye chi a.
Because the idea they share see a can sweep a system.
Yes.
Genuine consensus can swano.
Yes.
Once I didn't extend the cose. Yes. 74 million and Collins Dauda and Julius Debra. Meanwhile, what kind of tin ya can't grow. I feel yes, and yes, can be as you did.
Mebo Abaso. In fact, near why no.
I catch almost. I'm quite a producer for Obi Natimechi or the school.
Of I won't conquer dear. Juma, why you dear? What's the fantasy? And you say why you are the Amano? Why you are the Abo Ghanaian companies?
You pay structure. Ya nenye. Akatria di tria adwumayefo no enye. so many sectors
of
because the security for you are not okay security ni no company no kwaji 2000 no offer security ni no on our actual work no 2000 no company ni tria say na ma security ni no and a company ni fast
of no na be hwem no 1009 no obetua be say 800 na ma security guy no na ada ti say ni offer kan no kan na de wo be kwa akosi
enye izo
do be kwa akosi ba bia wo kobo ban no ye betua ho ka ye be maintenance ye be bibia enti wo be hwem no no anu anka say ka wonya kwa enru 100 Ghana cedi.
How do we start to look at plan ye bit me afaso a ye bit me enya realistic cost of living ama enipa ediye kakra
taxes na ya na ye digu Ghana for na ese ye ma wo mo amenities bebre a wo mo no dodo na ntua tax because the more na wo mo ntua tax no eno boa e ma wo mo salaries a wo mo tua no e kosoro na miwa nipa na wo ye adwuma waso tax bebre e de agu ni kom obeden watimi anya sika de atua we kase
na say ye ntua tax so abeden na government atimi change rate
enya say ye ntua e too much taxes ni ye too much
o mo tua tax no mo do so de
eno nso wo ho
obi atua to
in
you two types of taxes
capital ni akofa ni mo be ye table
indirect tax
capital ni akofa ni be table ma otua de
eno ye direct
mason otua de
o ka direct tax
architect otua say
nya ye foto
to architect tax be no otua o drop na ma wa
otua indirect tax
yes
otua indirect tax
and yan je kwa be paso a obi a be contribute kakra because imaton wache otimi to wache no eye grawa say miensa
o ma bi edi ye bia nsi ho ya besi a ye bo hu nsi ho
fa why de ye bo aba
we ya say jumla once wa be pepa na Pentecost the Pentecost okra dianka bia mo
edi to mu an say kwasi ampofo je na kan ye o say if you do good you do for yourself edi nei de ye nyina no da kwabro so ansa ADAKABRI Mamudu Osioma say aye adwombani mu no agye no ama wo mani bia you do for yourself as a wonye so na so obi be gina ba bi so agye so a you do for yourself
okay